only had 2 beers. That is the
Yeah, we
biggest
got
lie.
like 5 DUIs.
That is
to
the biggest
start
lie
with.
ever told. I only had 2 beers. Okay, I'll verify that we are live, so I'm not talking to nobody on the internet, and I believe I am. What is going on, internet? You cannot see my face because producer Juan has it hidden.
You shush.
He's getting used to
Fixing it.
He's getting used
Listen,
to
I was trying to
having
just
a...
fix the stream connection first.
Yeah.
Then we focus on the rest.
Well, and to be fair, that having faceless us is still better than intermittent us or buffering OnlyCops stream. I want to say hello to all of you that are currently here. Go ahead and lick the stream. For those of you that are uninitiated, that is like the stream so more people can see it. We are on our Thursday Bodycam breakdown stream, which is where we take our collective knowledge in the law enforcement world and apply it to real world police interactions. It's not necessarily for the sake of armchair quarterbacking it. It's applying what we understand and know about current training and standards and trying to educate both sides of the fence as far as the law enforcement officers as well as the people interacting with said law enforcement people. Let me give a quick hello to everybody that's here. Sergeant George, I think he was first. He might have been first or didn't refresh. Notorious Emu is here. He's changed his name to Sergeant George Axon. Daniel's here. Badge Bunny is here. That's Mom. Brian P, it is good to see you. Daniel, I'm working on my flashlight. I did fix, however, my Casio watch. The band broke after 7 fateful years of service. And my brother got me a new band for Christmas, and I was able to swap it out. It only took me like 10 minutes. It wasn't bad. So shout out to Casio for having a watch that is like bomb-proof. Brian P is here. Miss Cadet Weathers is here. Let's see. Pam is here. It is good to see you, Pam. Christian Halsey, I want to thank you for monetizing the often unmonetizable Thursday streams. I will get to everybody's comments here in a second. Toastar is here as well. And Fargan, I don't know if you're new or not, but if you are, welcome. I hope you find this educational, and if you're not new, welcome back. For those of you that are interested, the reason why we do
last time.
Potentially. The reason why we do these is because this was very highly requested from more than anybody our Patreon group. You can join our Patreon for as little as $1 a month. That gives you direct access to the Discord, where today we will now, for the 6th week in a row, maybe 7th, be doing a bonsai competition. For those of you that are in the know, we will have a blast with that. For those that are not in the know, you can always join. Shout out to also our 6,380 plus subscribers. We are slowly growing now that we're able to get back into the groove. I had a bunch of stuff going on with work. Bill had a bunch of stuff going on with work. Producer Juan drowns in the fall with work, and so we had to forgive him for his absence. But we're getting back into the slower part of the month after holiday season, where we should be getting, I guess, more of the rookie reacts. That's what most people want now.
Probably, yeah.
And then I know we did do Breaking Bad recently.
Yeah, Breaking Bad just came out. We have Chicago PD coming out, and we got South Park coming out.
That South Park one was
soon.
hot.
In the meantime, enjoy all of the shorts that are coming out. I'm putting out a lot of shorts.
I do like Bearcat Running Back. That's an incredible name. So anyways, all that being said, again, the disclaimer for the internet person, I do love the end of year background. Let's give a shout out to producer Juan. This is very nice. This is very thematic. Today. For the disclaimer for the person that will inevitably watch this from YouTube, our job here is to not glorify violence. However, the necessity and the often occurrence of violence in law enforcement interactions does happen. We are going to see some level of that in this. If you're triggered, go ahead and look away. But the whole idea is to take an educational perspective on that and try to apply it. And I can't tell if Bearcat's little emoticon, or I guess profile pic, emoticon, I just showed my age.
But
the
MSN Messenger
yeah, I think it's this almost looks like a Cowboys jersey. We'll see.
He'll talk mad shit. I'm in the studio back end of it all.
Either way, we're going to get started here. We are joined tonight by producer Juan, who's hosting it because we don't trust Spectrum.
That's right.
And we have Papa Keith in the house here with probably more law enforcement experience in his little finger than almost anybody here. So we'll get started. Yes.
You good sniffling?
Yes, I'm done.
Okay. Here we go. All right, so this is Lyft driver makes the biggest mistake of her life. She's going to make...
A driver was pulled over for
Sounds
stopping in the
good
middle of a
decisions
crosswalk
today.
and almost hitting a vehicle while turning.
Hey, how you doing tonight?
Good, how are you?
Doing great.
Simple. Hey, I'm Deputy Green with the Sheriff's Office. Hey, reason I'm
the
stopping you,
quickest
okay, first
10-4 I've
off,
ever heard in my
all right,
life.
when you were stopped over there at the red light after coming over the Bridge of Lions, okay, you were stopped way past the
This is
stop bar,
probably
and your car was
a,
completely
deputy.
in the crosswalk.
Okay.
Okay, you can't be parking in the middle of the crosswalk because if people are trying to cross, obviously they can't walk through your car, right?
That makes sense.
Okay. As you were coming down Cathedral over there, okay, do you remember where you started drifting over to the left?
Yes.
And you almost hit that parked car?
Yes.
Okay. And then as you turned here, all right, you turned here very quick onto this road, which
These
is
are
King Street.
circulating a lot of PC.
Okay,
He
so that's why I
PC'd
stopped
the
you
fuck
once.
out of this time.
He is like-
I could have stopped you
Drifted over
8
and
different
almost
times.
smashed into that parked car.
Do you remember all
I
of the
did
crimes that you
not
committed that I'm
almost
listing one by one?
smash into parked
Say
car.
yes after each one.
I'm a
Great.
lift. I'm trying to get to
Oh
my
crap, I forgot to hit
customers.
record.
Okay, do you remember, but you remember almost hitting it?
Oh, she
I
drunk.
almost hit it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
having a
You
good
just told
night.
me that you did.
I did not. I said I moved over to the
Listen, who
lane,
doesn't drink at
and
work,
all
right?
of a sudden, I was in the
So,
lane.
given
where
how well
I
he's
was trying to
articulated the
move
stop
over.
so
There's
far,
a-
I'm gonna say he's just letting her talk to see if he can smell ETOH, and he's building his reasonable suspicion to pull her out of the car for a DWI investigation. He's got a lot already on a lot of the moving violations, but what your report's gonna want to read specifically when you're doing a DWI investigation is why you chose to escalate from just simply the moving violations to a standard field sobriety test. I couldn't get that out. My dyslexia
SFST.
fought me. Yeah. So SFSTs. So to initiate that, which is removing them from the vehicle and doing that, you want to articulate that both in your report and likely, depending on how cooperative this person is, your warrant, or if it's blood, or for, I guess, breathalyzer.
Breathalyzer or whatever.
So yeah, probably just having her talk to see if he can smell the odor of ETOH.
Eto.
parked car
Eto.
that's in the middle of the white line in the lane.
It's a nice area though.
But you started drifting over,
These, like,
almost hit
little
it, and you
shops.
swerved
This
over
looks
the
like a
right.
downtown.
That's not what happened.
Okay, well listen,
Like
I'm just
every,
telling you what I saw.
small town in Texas
Okay.
calls it a
And
historic
also,
downtown.
parked in the crosswalk. Okay, do you have your driver's license?
For
your
probably
registration,
tax
insurance?
purposes, let's be
Oh, yeah.
honest.
All 4 buildings. They're all historic.
What's that?
I said, can you bear with me?
I didn't even say anything.
It's the light.
It's just my light.
I know, but it's a little invasive.
It's not invasive.
To the Stinger DS here. I
It
recognize
is a
that
little
metal.
invasive. It's a
What are you?
Oh, she took
No,
off.
she's taking off. She's heading
It's
towards.
bright as heck.
So you're good in most jurisdictions for this pursuit because it's a DWI. Almost every single jurisdiction I know of, because there's a risk to the public, is going to let this pursuit happen. He was good to clue in on that she was doing something. I'm team for that, but notice he didn't try to get into the vehicle. However, for not stopping vehicles with bodies, he is crushing it today. Outside of Axon, but he doesn't have any control of that.
You're telling me he shouldn't have like dove right
Dove
in
into
there
the
and tried
car,
to grab
yeah.
the steering wheel at the same time as he's fighting her
Yeah.
off?
I will say this: she did not have a ton of pre-attack cues for taking off.
No, she
with
was
her
doing-
moving around, yeah, but that was pretty quick from 0 to 100 on her booking it. I would not have gathered the booking it.
Well, she is a professional Lyft driver, so she's got experience.
She's single too.
Signal codes. Now I'm gonna feel real
Suspect
sketched
managed
out
to reach speeds
code
of 70 miles
in
per
this
hour
area
in a 20
because
miles
of
per hour
pedestrian
zone.
traffic.
We're going southbound Cathedral.
While fleeing, she nearly struck 2 pedestrians who had to jump out of the way.
I'm on
Nowhere
Cathedral.
to
I just
pit.
lost her. It looks like 1023. She's signal forward. She's running.
I think those were the pedestrians.
Which she ran.
That goes out of the way.
Get on
She
the ground. You're gonna get
crashed and
tased.
ran.
You're gonna get tased. Get on the ground now. Get on the ground. Get on your stomach. Get on your stomach now! Get on your
So
stomach!
that was the weakest foot pursuit of all time.
You're gonna get tased if you move.
Having a 2-year-old is not like a.
Is that not an affirmative defense to prosecution, Josh?
Yeah, because I don't even know that she's doing it. That like she's like saying, hopefully there's different rules for having a 2-year-old. Being a 2-year-old is different, but having a 2-year-old, no. We'll just see how this goes. We'll see if we get a grade for handcuffing. She's gone full. We call this turtle mode, or you just kind of put all your limbs underneath you. This does make handcuffing a little bit more complicated.
St. John's, I'm working on getting her secured. I can't give you an address. We're in a side yard. Put your feet out!
I'm not a fan of the taser here, but he seems to be quiet.
She's not secure yet. I'm working on it. Put your arms behind your back.
She said he's working on it.
He's working on it. Oh, she's cooperative. Oh, she went and got herself there.
You just made a bad decision.
I give her a B-. That's not bad.
10-4. I'll give you an address in a sec. If you keep going north on St. George, you'll see a tree in the road.
Give me a second.
Think you'll see my car.
I'm scared.
Yeah. Nice lights up on top.
So what was likely a misdemeanor is now likely like 3 felonies.
Please.
Oh, look, she was right next to that.
Goodness, look at all that.
Motors on fire. You done messed up.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
He's
got
county boy for sure.
Car's on fire.
You done messed up. There's an accent for county.
My life.
Yeah, well, you made a bad choice.
I'd be killing everybody coming toward me.
What's happening?
Be like, hey,
Look
you
what
can
you just
slow
did.
down. One of
what
them
you
probably
just
said
did.
it.
Damn.
Oh, she smoked the
That
fence.
mistake makes
And
up
that
for.
car.
You got anything illegal on you?
No, of course not.
Why'd you run? Legit, if you're about to go to prison for a long time, I understand the psychology behind running.
Take a seat.
But in this instance, I
Well,
don't.
you have
Yeah,
a
it's a
strap.
misdemeanor.
Take a seat.
Landon, what's good? Class B, unless she's like a repeat offender and it's more. Oh, we're about to replace a whole entire profession with a can.
Oh, look at that.
Wow. Wow. Years of training and experience replaced with a $60 can. That's probably a nicer can. Fire.
St. John's, I got the
I
fire
got mine at
out.
Home Depot for like 20
You can keep
bucks.
fire risk.
There it is.
Check the vehicle and
Pat B, what's going on?
We have posts, paneling, vehicle headlight, Toyota. Oh my God, it's in their yard.
So this would be
I love that you guys got dressed up. It brings me joy.
oh my god.
Isn't that some Final Destination right there?
Damn, son.
Oh my God.
Went straight through.
lucky she didn't have passengers.
Yeah.
She's getting on the plane tomorrow, and that's
Oh my.
gonna be the end.
Look at that.
That's Final Destination.
Yeah.
Dude, that would have hurt.
He's coming too.
Have you seen that movie?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
What is that, the board?
I was gonna film it
Yeah,
really
I think it's like a post from the mailbox or
Wow.
something.
Hit the fence?
She hit a lot of things, so we'll get some
Shut
stuff
up.
out of your
Another
yard and
stream light right
whatnot.
there?
But just
Oh yeah.
is in my yard.
yeah, it's everywhere. And then there's some up here too.
Wow.
Nice flashlight.
Yeah. How's your knee feel?
I just. I'm fine. I'll heal.
Yeah.
Can I see your face real quick?
Do you have a Journey shirt?
See if it's okay.
Yeah. There's the whole tour.
Pull that
in the
leaf out of
back.
your hair. Oops, sorry.
No, it's okay. I have a 2-year. I have a 3.5-year-old and a fiance.
Oh, she
Got
forgot.
the
Are they
18.
home right now?
Yes.
Okay.
I just want to let them know I'm okay. I've never been in trouble. I got scared. I know what I did.
You are now.
I know I made a mistake.
I just got here, so I don't even know what happened. So
Yeah, left passenger
pulled
for
me
sure.
over.
Dunsky.
Oh, I like this. I don't even know what happened, and then gets her to repeat everything she did.
These are all the things I did.
I've never been pulled over in my life. I'm
Okay.
30 years old. I got scared.
well, I'll go let Deputy Green know. What kind of phone do you have? Is it iPhone, Android?
It's an iPhone.
Okay. What's the phone background? So if they see it, they know it's yours.
From people representing
My
here.
daughter.
Okay, so it's you. Your face. Okay. I'll go let them know. Okay. I'll be right back.
Anytime.
What is fire doing?
Do you understand your rights?
Well,
With
you're
your rights in
blocking
mind,
traffic?
you want
Fire
answers-
out, Josh. So what are they supposed to do?
Just blocking traffic in costume?
Yeah.
Cosplaying
Well, they
as
already got their
first
cosplay
responders?
on. They got a LARP.
Questions for me?
They're gonna go house to house trick or treating.
Yes.
I don't understand what that meant.
Yes.
Okay. When's the last time you slept?
9
Wait a
a.m.
minute.
this morning.
Like, that's when you woke
Looking
up?
at
Yes.
Okay. How many hours of sleep did you get last night?
10.
an
How many?
intox investigation.
When's the last time you ate?
10 hours of sleep.
6:30.
I'm drinking.
6:30?
You get 10 hours of sleep. That's a drug by itself.
Mac and cheese and asparagus and
Oh.
kielbasa.
Okay.
Really? Oh, wow.
And without looking at a watch, what time do you think it is right now?
Probably 2:45.
Pretty accurate.
From the time that you woke up this morning to us talking right now, have you consumed any alcoholic beverages?
1:30, maybe.
I met up with some friends at 9:30.
Okay, so about 9:30, met up with some friends. What time do you think you had your last alcoholic
It
beverage?
is 1:36.
I don't know.
You don't know? Okay. And
This is the first.
I understand.
Very good
It's quite a
investigation.
first.
No, this is a big.
It's a big first.
Now, also likely have to Mirandize her before we're doing all this because we're handcuffs and in the back of a patrol car. Though he has not said the magic words of she's under arrest, it's very likely that it could be articulated, especially with very good DWI lawyers. They're going to say, well, did you read her Miranda? Would this individual feel like she's under arrest? She had force used on her with a taser, so on and so forth. I would advise Miranda. Technically,
Did.
I don't know if he did. I don't know if he did or
So
not.
there was
but
that I heard something of like, "Do you understand?" which I think was like the end of it. I don't
that
know
might
if
have been
they
it. Yeah.
Clipped.
Just food for thought for you aspiring young officers out there. Understand that you saying under arrest and actually being under arrest, it's a interpretation. So the way that the law typically reads is that it's reasonable for them to believe they're under arrest. So handcuffs in the back of a car, not free to go, things like that. A detainment's kind of the same way. Well, what am I being detained for? That's why we talked about high-fiving him at the very beginning for articulating his stop. He gave a bunch of misdemeanors that happened in his presence, which gives him all the reasonable suspicion in the world to believe crimes afoot. Technically, that would count as PC for a disposition for a citation or something like that. This instance, yeah.
So
She
I think
looks
this
very
is-
under.
Yeah, I think they
What's
may
the
just
dispo-
cut out his Miranda, but this should
Miranda.
be
How's your knee
Just think
feel?
about it.
somewhere
Technically, there's not like a hard and fast rule, but you might get caught up when you go to DWI
I see.
court.
Understand your rights?
here. Oh, here,
likely
see,
will go
do you understand your rights?
Anytime.
What an animal.
Do you understand your rights?
See.
With your rights in mind,
Yeah.
are you willing to answer some questions for me?
Given.
Yeah, they just cut out his actual Miranda
Yes.
warning.
I don't
but-
understand
She's
what that
boned.
meant.
Okay, go to the
Yes.
end.
Anyway, the answer is
You
saying
don't
He
know?
made her clarify with a yes,
And,
too. Very, very
This
good.
is a
Fucking
first.
rock solid
I understand.
investigation.
It's quite
I
a
love this guy.
first.
No, this is a big
It's a big first. Yeah.
first.
Um,
But I got scared. I declined the answer. I'm
you don't want to answer any more questions?
I'm not sure about that.
Okay, that's fine. So here's the deal. You are being placed under arrest for DUI as long as a lot of other charges. Okay.
I'm telling that apparently.
Breath alcohol concept.
It probably
Is that
has
something you
other
wanna do for me?
officers actually asking some of the homeowners, like, do you want to press charges for XYZ? They're going to add them either. It'd be interesting, like, if it's like if they went like in Texas, it's criminal mischief if you've caused damage to somebody's property, or if they run it as an accident, in which this is going to be a CR3 or a crash report, where basically because a vehicle was involved and the vehicle left the roadway, they just run it as a crash report. So on the civil end, you just sue the insurance company as opposed to suing the individual civilly. There's a whole thing for that. Well, you did some weird stuff with that.
I know. I was trying to get just my camera to the other side of the screen or like the faces to the other side of the screen, so I don't have to like crane my neck every time I try to see over there. And it went wild. Give me just a second here.
You good. Hit play. Go to the end and hit play.
Okay, here we go. Oh, she's just refusing her.
Okay. I gotta read you what's called your implied consent, okay?
Cool.
Okay, you still refusing a breath
Refusal
sample?
is implied. You are writing a warrant.
Hey, is this Kim?
Yeah.
Hey, Kim, it's Deputy Green, St. Johns County Sheriff's Office.
Was
Hey,
a deputy.
I'm here with
Was a county
your daughter, Allie,
Called it.
Alexandra. Okay. She got herself in a little bit of trouble tonight. She's okay. She was driving impaired. I stopped her. I stopped her on a traffic stop, and she made the wrong decision to.
Conclusion.
The suspect was released on a $13,000 bond. She was initially facing 8 charges, but the legal system is now only pursuing 4. She's pleaded not guilty and demanded a jury trial. Her case is still open, so consider subscribing to Crime Scene Cam for updates.
That was a pretty good invest. Yeah, I'm sure a lawyer probably convinced her she might be able to win that, but that's a... That was a pretty airtight
I think they're just probably trying to get a better plea. By
100%.
Threatening to go to trial, just the prosecutor doesn't want to deal with it.
Dude, but that cop's got time. It's a county guy, and he's gonna be like, nah, fuck that. You ran from me, so for sure I got time. Yeah, don't run. This might have been a semi-arguable defense prior to running. You're gonna lose a lot of sympathy, especially
or at the very least a very easy like slap on the wrist plea deal versus what this is gonna be now.
Pat, what's going on, homie? 10 hours of sleep and a 2-year-old. Sounds suspicious. Landon, what's going on, dog? Hey, there's a lot of people hanging out here with us. Everybody drop a like. Lick the stram.
Lick the stram.
We can get some more people hanging out. That was a pretty decent DWI. Dad, you got anything to add? For you county boys?
I'm just glad he didn't drop his can of snuff.
Dude, no kidding.
They tend
That's
to
a loss,
vehicles, man. That is a huge loss, especially if you just bought it.
Especially so you start putting way too much. So I don't do snuff, but I know this because I had a lot of senior officers that I'd have to ride 2-man with that did. But you end up stuffing because we used to share cars in a fleet. End up stuffing way too much stuff in like the side panel, and they would just throw their snuff like on top of all that. And if it was like a high risk stop or like it's a code response, you're like flying out of your car, just swinging that door open, it would just hop out and it would land there, and we would get either off the call or whatever, and he would think to check, and it was gone already. R.I.P. He was in a much worse mood until we got that sorted out. It'd be like me without caffeine.
It happens.
Corporal Weather says he's riding out with Denton County. Oh, dude, Denton County is probably a pretty good. That's a pretty good agency. Denton County proper.
Did you call him Corporate Weathers?
No, I said cadet. I meant to say cadet.
Okay. Corporate.
I got everything weirded out. Cadet Weathers. All right.
Weathers, go try Collin County.
Speaking of whom, he just sent us a video on Instagram, so I'm going to pull that up.
Yeah, Collin County is pretty solid too. Yeah. Collin County's also probably got a little bit more. They got a bigger tax base, I think. So you end up with more toys.
Rich cities up there.
Yeah. Yep. Oh, Prodigal Brock, my dude.
The Prodigal Brock returns, becomes a gym leader.
Almost 40 and in the hiring process now. What an animal.
Damn, he's the literal rookie.
You are the rookie.
He's John Nolan over here.
Yeah, we will be talking about you in a few years. It's already questionable.
You have a very eventful career if that shows anything to go by.
Oh, shit. All right, we'll go.
All right, so we
nursing student.
Drunk nursing student. I'm sure she'll be real present.
Several
anything to drink today?
DWIs tonight.
No.
Yeah,
Pamela, thank you for the super chat.
They made
I hope you have a wonderful new year. I love you.
Huh?
Our ex-boyfriend.
Pam gave us a wonderful super chat.
Okay, your axe?
Pam's just wonderful, period.
So how much have we had to drink today?
Nothing.
So why are we speeding? I'm doing 45, and you're coming up on me like I'm standing still in a 35-mile-an-hour zone. You have your ID on you?
Of course I do. Do you want my passport, or which one do you want? No attitude.
Oh.
No attitude.
Do you want to call Katie? You want me to call Kevin? Or Tammy?
4113 code.
No, excuse me. Pardon me.
Oh, she's very drunk.
I'm calling Diane Quinn. Actually,
I don't care who you're calling. Come on.
Like Dan Quinn.
Dan Quinn.
Ex-boyfriend.
I'm gonna yank it out, and I'm gonna yank you out if you don't come out on your own.
Deal switch, it's good to see you, Doug.
Don't give me my shit.
Let's go.
Record him. Record him. I got it.
This side. She's refusing to come out.
I'm not refusing anything. No, I want to smoke a cigarette. I'm fine. I'm actually.
All right, put the cigarette down.
Can I please?
No, put the cigarette down.
Nope.
Come on.
That does pose a safety hazard.
Listen ahead. Let's go.
Please.
All right, watch out.
Please.
Over here.
We're gonna close the doors.
Ooh,
Listen, ma'am.
county again?
Over here, all right? Go with that deputy. I'm gonna
Nice.
Come on.
Always putting up with this bullshit.
Represent.
I don't like being in the roadway. Not a huge fan of that. Let's see. Let's.
Up Chicago.
Right above your
off your
point.
shoulder.
Shot. Actually, cops get shot, which sucks.
Thank you for the reminder.
All right, so have we had anything to drink today?
You're drunk, so.
Dude, I was literally gonna say, oh, maybe they know there's not a lot of cars on this road, and then as soon as I was gonna say that, here comes.
Yeah, yeah.
I've
Typically,
been on some county roads where it's like, okay, I am the only
Yeah.
car for the next 3 hours, but damn.
yeah. You take your the rear vehicle and you make it the sacrificial lamb, and you put it like a good typically do like 50 to 100 yards back and cant the shit out of it and actually block that lane. It does look like a two-way, so they might have policy not to do that when you're trying to avoid it, because you might cause a secondary accident if someone tries to go around the vehicle.
Well, so did he start on the other side, or was that this other officer? Are we seeing? I don't know if we're seeing the same body cam or not, because there's no identifying anything.
It might be. I think that they just probably skipped ahead.
Okay.
But either way, I'm just very quick to get people off the shoulder.
I was like, I had assumed that he was passenger side approach, and then it turns out
Probably
he wasn't. So.
I'm
I thought maybe he walked around until I just saw this guy.
I'm gonna hold you that, Prodigal.
What do you say?
He says he's gonna slide us some body cam footage.
Yes.
If you come to the Discord, we do dumb stuff like that.
Oh, that
all the
reminds
time.
me. Tyler Stevens sent us one from his department, so
Ooh.
we'll get to see that later.
We'll keep going.
No.
No? So why are you slurring?
Why am I slurring? Because my boyfriend actually jumped out of the car about 20 miles back. So if I'm a little bit upset,
He had the
and I'm
drugs.
also in school for nursing,
4113
and I'm
switching to.
homeschooling a
He had
child
the
at the time,
drugs
and
she
my
stole
ex
from
took
the hospital.
my kids to Chicago. Maybe
4113
that's why I'm
2
slurring,
Florida
so
deal.
My kids to Chicago.
Good for you. Go ahead, you can actually verify all of that.
Bro, she is hammered.
You want help?
No, I'm aware.
No, you're good. Passport.
Someone procreated with this woman.
Cards actually. In
More than
my,
once.
condo.
This is the most intense use of a gator I've ever seen in my life. It is like on the back of
Alright,
his head.
take your hat off for me.
You didn't want to be involved, dude. That's when they go, how could you smell the alcohol on her breath when you had
Bro,
your gator all the way up?
It's either a really slow night, or this is the most well-funded county in the planet. You have 3 county officers for a DWI investigation. It's pretty legit. That or somebody's in training.
Might be a power shift. They're waiting for
Come
the
on up
bars
over
to
here
close.
so we're out of the road. Alright,
That's
so
true.
like I told you when I drove up, you drove up on me like I was standing still. Talking to you inside the car, you got slurred speech.
I don't have slurred speech. You have to understand
Okay.
everything that I've been through, and 3 of my kids are in Chicago because my ex took them, and we have therapy. We actually have therapists
Okay, well, I'm
that
not-
come to the
I'm-
house
I'm not
every single
here for
Wednesday,
that.
But you know what?
have we had anything
no
to drink?
worries, no worries. That's not your fucking problem.
Nope, it's
I
not.
Get it.
So do me a favor, go ahead and put your hands at your sides.
Do you want me to do a freaking backflip? I'll do that for you.
Alright, so with your
That
eyes
would
and
be
eyes
funny.
only, what you can do is
That
you're gonna
would
keep
be
an eye on
awesome.
this blue light. Alright?
Bro, I'm so jealous of these
So
DWI
hands at your
pens,
sides.
dog.
Yeah,
It's
those
not
are
gonna
nice.
happen.
This is to do with a straight-up ballpoint. A little big pen.
It's like Doctor Who over here.
Interesting that he started with this. Going with maximum deviation.
So how much have we had to
for-
drink tonight?
Wow, that is not standard field sobriety test.
Explain.
He's just giving it a chance to say 2 beers,
Yeah.
and then he's going to continue with the testing, I'm sure.
So typically, the way this is taught when you're in academy, or maybe you have to do this in in-service, depending on how your department works. We were certified in the academy, but sometimes they do it later on, to 1 or 2 year officers. It's probably an expensive school. This was like a 4-day school for us. But when you do HGN, or horizontal gaze nystagmus, the first test that you're doing is going to be the initial onset of this. So you just do, it's lack of smooth pursuit is what it's called. It's what it's going to be articulated in your report. So you'll actually just move it very slowly on either side, and you won't stop it. You'll just move it. And so lack of smooth pursuit is as you're following the pen, you'll see the blipping or the nystagmus or the involuntary twitch of the eye, right? Then you'll get, I believe it's it's nystagmus prior to 45 degrees, and then it's going to be at maximum deviation. So there's 3 separate tests, and then you'll actually have them look as high as they can, which is considered vertical. All 3 of those tests, does it matter if you do all 3? Probably not. However, it's going to be very easy to throw out on the back end because it's taught as standard field sobriety tests because that's the way the law has said it's kosher, if that makes any sense. Like, under these sets of circumstances, it's a fair test, and it's reasonable that an officer could, based on the results of this test, decide that this individual was intoxicated, thus having probable cause for the arrest, so on and so forth. If this is the only test he does, we're going to have a problem. That also doesn't give you enough time to get enough points. I think it only requires 2, though. So maybe technically if she failed that, she would already have enough points to fail HGN, which then you could go to the walk and turn and the one lead stand and all that other kind of stuff.
So
DWI officer or someone, yeah.
At the speed that he was going, is that just then to get the one at, what was it, the full deviation or whatever it was?
So it's lack of smooth pursuit. Now, at the full length, yeah, you could see, was it nystagmus at maximum deviation? I think that's what it's called.
Well, 'cause, I mean,
Been a
obviously, 'cause
minute.
he was going pretty fast, so I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
usually when
So
we see these, they're
maybe
going,
he's
like,
just lining it
this.
up with her eyes and then moving it to maximum and seeing if she's got nystagmus there.
Yeah.
It's just not standard. If Papa Keith was teaching me how to do SFSTs, he would make me do the whole thing.
All of it.
That's what I'm getting at. From step 1 to the very, very end on the one leg stand, you would do it and demonstrate it just so that it's been like maybe 2.5, 3 years since I've done a field sobriety test on someone, and I still remember how to do it. And I didn't hold out a piece of paper.
I was about
didn't
to say,
read
this guy
it.
needs the little packet that the guy last week had with all of these specific instructions written down.
We did this until we had it memorized, and sometimes it'd be in the middle of the week, and I'm 5 energy drinks into my shift, and it's a power shift or whatever it is. You need to know how to do this. You would see Keith standing like behind her here, just staring me down like we're gonna have a conversation after this. Like, you might even let me screw it up just for the teaching moment, and then like walk me through. But he probably, for the sake of the investigation, because this is a real call, be like, no. Do you remember how to do it or not? If you don't remember how to do it, I'm going to take this from you and make you do the paperwork and then shame you about it the rest of the night.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Maybe he was only there for like 2 days. This was all he did, and then he had to leave.
Yeah, that's a potential. He only got part of the credit.
Yeah.
He's like, well, I know how this works. and the reason we're being picky about it is because lawyers will be picky about it. And what you like. Let's say, for some odd reason, this random lady goes from being what she's already kind of not compliant to running off into the roadway, getting into her car and taking off, and now we're going to have to use force, and now we're going to have to do everything. All what you're doing starts getting called into question, and even let's say you just do the arrest, they kick the charge because you lose in court over it. A history and pattern of you making arrests where they see that you are not actually establishing probable cause for arrests opens you up to litigation. Then that one chance that you get a bad call, they're going to examine everything that you do. Also, this whole like constitutionality of it at discussion. So it matters. Why we're picky about stuff.
Sounds like the previous guy who articulated.
Oh, he crushed it. Yeah, everything. He crushed it. Yeah, this is why we give high fives.
Yep.
Actually, I have my prescription with my contacts. If you want to go check it out. Because that's actually a written
Are you wearing the
doctor's
contacts?
note. So if you want to sit there, we can play that game.
All right.
You know,
Where are you coming from?
Should I fail it? Okay, good. What up, millennial? It's good to see you.
Millennial.
We are getting a demonstration on how not to do DWIs.
Now in war.
My aunt's house in Key West.
I don't know why it went black and white randomly.
Okay. All right, so we're going to go ahead and play this game. All right, so based on your driving pattern, well, not really. I didn't really have a driving pattern, but just based on your. Okay, well, good. I don't care about your boyfriend right now.
It doesn't
Based on
matter
your
because you're not
slurred
listening
speech,
to
I'm
anything.
thinking
You
you're
think
under
I'm
the
fighting with you.
influence
I
of
don't wanna fight
alcohol.
with you.
Good. I think you're under the influence of alcohol. Do you want to participate in field sobriety exercises?
No, I don't have to. Sorry,
Okay.
Chicago.
Okay.
told
And
me
blood
better.
consent. That's gonna save him a bit, but slurred speech, ETOH. You didn't get a ton of verbal. Like she didn't say yeah 2 beers, or she didn't say like she didn't corroborate any of that. You might be able to get some investigation off of the passenger if you ask the passenger maybe, or if you're looking for typically inside the car you'll look for something like open container or whatever. This would be a pretty weak warrant for blood. I know certain judges in the Tarrant County, shout out to Tarrant County, that would have kicked that and be like, you don't have enough, let them go. It's why good investigations matter. One thing you can do here in this specific instance, and this is really where they talk about verbal judo being a thing, is building some rapport. A very easy strategy that I used to use all the time is I would act annoyed about having to do my job. So I would act like I'm on their side, which totally not, because this lady's super drunk and being rude. But be like, look, my supervisor's been really on my ass about doing a full, thorough investigation, any car that I stop, which is total bullshit. You still articulate everything out loud on your body cam, why you're stopping and why you're doing what you're doing. But you make it seem like it's y'all against the system that you're both having to conform to, as opposed to trying to have a good investigation. Might have made the situation different, but sometimes you just have uncooperative people and you deal with the short straw that you got. But this is not a great... There's not a lot there. This would be very easy to beat in court. I'd only get suspects today. So, yeah, it's a pretty weak PC. I'm sure he has it. I feel like she definitely is drunk, but you got to prove it, right? Mm-hmm. It's not what you know, as Denzel Washington said in Training Day. It is what you can prove.
So she is the registered owner, not valid, sees tag, and a business purposes only. So she's coming from her aunt's house. She's not in business. Yep. Okay.
Can you just?
No, I cannot. This is you wanted to play this game, so let's play. How much have we had to drink tonight?
Nothing. Oh. Do you want to take care of people that are robbing people?
Pair of people that are driving drunk on my road.
Shooting up houses out here, robbing people. You want to take care of those people?
I'm taking care of people that are driving crazy right now.
She's just holding the cigarette.
She's been holding. I think now unlit cigarette, because I feel like by this point it would have.
It's a comfort. It's a comfort cigarette.
Yeah. It doesn't seem to be burning in any way.
I'm making up your own story at this point.
It's her therapy cigarette.
So, do you want to participate in field sobriety exercises?
It's a safety blanket.
I asked you for a lighter. I would have cooperated with you. You have no idea what the hell we
Okay,
just
I'm not here for what's going on.
Last 25 minutes.
Cigarettes can't go a long way. There's a huge safety issue with
and
cigarettes.
do handstands.
I don't care about your handstand.
So what's the safety issue with cigarettes? Is it because they can just like attack you with them?
Get it thrown in your face, something like that. Yeah. Unpleasant.
Do you want to do field sobriety exercises? Yes
I
or
can
no?
do a field sobriety that you can't even pass.
Okay, so do you want to do a field sobriety exercise?
If she refused the first one, asking a second time could be seen potentially as intimidation. Now, if she like a lot of times that's why typically once I'm stuck with what I have, I just go with it. I don't try to backtrack and redo my investigation. Be very, very thorough. Give them chances to take it or not take it right then and there. She refused, so you'd be going off implied consent and going based off of the factors that you had. Speeding's kind of weak by itself because you don't have like failure to maintain a lane or whatever. But like, this is a weird way to go about an investigation. Go. Shout out to this guy with his like businessman hands.
What do you want me to do?
It's a yes or no answer.
What do you want me to do?
Yes or no answer.
Answer my question.
Can't compel
No, you
her.
answer mine. That's not how this game works.
No, sir, that's not how it works.
Yes, that is exactly how this works. It's a yes or no
Want
answer.
her to do anything? You're
Do you
asking.
wish to participate in field sobriety exercises?
I want to call my grandpa.
So, yes or no?
Yes or
Comfort
no?
cigarette.
Do you want me to
Emotional
do that
support,
then?
Siggy,
Yep.
as the chat said.
I'm
There
sorry,
we
if
go.
someone's drunk,
She's
can I do
definitely
that?
sober.
She's sober.
So sober.
So, yes or no?
Call
what
my
sober people
grandpa right now.
Also, that wasn't a backflip.
So
it was
yes
a
or no?
somersault.
That was a back handspring or whatever. I don't know what it's
Whatever.
called. I won't act
There
like
wasn't
I.
very much spring there. Like it did.
I'm done with this wrench, Daniel. So done. Okay, let's keep going. Let's see if she complies here.
Oh, I guess they're doing it.
All right, Aaron. So just based off you're coming up on me, you know, like I was standing still, your slurred speech, I believe you're under the influence of alcohol.
Not even slurred speech.
Okay.
It's a lot of
You
other
wipe and
shit
poop off
going
your
Really?
on. Like,
Your ex was an axe.
Like 3 of my kids are in Chicago.
All right. So just like we did before, what you can do is you can stand with your feet together, your hands at your sides.
Now we're doing SFST. Did he get consent?
So with your right index finger, it's going to be this finger right here. You're going to touch the top of this light. Touch the top of the light. All right, put your hand back down. Okay.
It's a weird.
The feet together, and your hands at your
test.
sides.
The ET test.
You're going to follow this light that you just touched with your index finger.
So
Without moving your
typically,
hand. Do you understand?
you want the light to be actually right in front of the face. You don't want it to be like way up here. It's really annoying when you're dealing with like really, really short people if you're particularly tall. Because you do need to bring it into like a neutral place for their head so that they don't have an excuse to move their neck. I've actually made someone do this.
Does
Cheerleader skills are old.
her cheerleader skills are old because of the backflip?
I
Yeah.
see. Okay, keep going.
I'm
Let's
sure-
see if she does
yeah.
it. I just need to see if he does a decent.
Oh, so I was gonna ask, does your height affect like the result of what you can, like for instance with the eye stuff? Does being too tall make it harder to catch stuff? Would you need to crouch down?
Nah,
to
you
get a
can
better-
see it. You'll be
Okay.
as long as you can see, because like there's a here. I'll give you guys. We'll zoom in here.
Oh, there we go.
As long
This is intimate.
as you can see, and I can't even because I'm not intoxicated. I just need to slam a few beers. I might be able to show you this. As long as you could see, it's like a twitching. You'll be able to see. It's very subtle, but as long as you can see the, what is it? The pupil or the what's the outside part?
Iris?
Iris. As long as you can see the iris in contrast to the rest of the eye, you'll be able to see that twitch. It's not. The problem is if you're holding it to a position that might be comfortable for you, it's going to be like they're having to crane their neck or look down or look up. So that there are some. I'm seeing it delayed on the stream.
Dude, Michael's in the chat.
Dog Michael, what's going on,
We were
homie?
just talking crap about him last week.
Curious to see how his SFSTs go. Michael gets it. We'll keep going. We'll play it. We're upsetting Daniel, I'm sure, already.
Oh yeah.
Deep breath, Daniel.
Is that an e-cig he's waving around? Yeah, that's why she's so mad. She just wants to smoke. He's taunting her with an e-cig.
All right, put your hand back down. All right, so with your eyes and your eyes only. Do not move your head. Follow this light with your eyes and your eyes only. Do you understand?
Still, this is a weird.
Yeah, see,
That's very fast
That's
for lack
really
of smooth
fast.
pursuit. Yeah.
and she's blinking in the middle of it too.
This is kind of like an actor doing SFSTs. So that's at maximum deviation, I'm guessing.
Maybe he did a correspondence course.
He's one of those Zoom cops.
Hands at your
Yeah.
together, your hands at your sides.
Yeah, you're gonna
He did the online academy.
do a backflip. They can do that.
What's up, Nathan?
They had to
He's got
practice using a
sheet
Wii.
out.
Just like I told you. With the left foot on the line, your right foot in front.
Yeah, but you know what?
You
Your
gotta
test
demonstrate it, though.
don't even fucking-
This upsets me when I see the
He's got the
worksheet.
paper too.
This
Why is
might
he messing
be.
up?
This might be.
Yeah.
And maybe it's a policy thing. It might be a policy thing. But if you're having to use the worksheet, the problem's going to be. And this is why we didn't use them. Is because they're thick. Like when you have to fill them out for your affidavit, and we had a worksheet printout that we would fill out, especially for like a warrant, or we had like a jail workout paperwork that we would fill. We would add our notes to it. But if you physically have it in front of you, and you're referencing it during your investigation, what a lawyer will do is they'll pull that packet out. You won't have it in front of you, and they'll ask you specifically what it says. And that's the bitch and a half. You can really get hemmed up in court with something like this. But it's also indicative of maybe you not knowing exactly how to do the test, which would be potentially problematic. If you're in training, I would forgive this a little bit more. But again, I could see Papa Keith making fun of me the whole time. Like, I guess you're going to be a rookie for the rest of your life. But it might also be a policy thing. So I don't know. It is what it is.
Maybe they had too many officers that kept forgetting everything, and so they now all have to carry it.
Yeah, it's a witchcraft alert.
All Okay.
He's waiting for the
So do not start until I tell you. Do you understand?
That
Oh my goodness.
you have no control of this situation.
Yeah.
Zero control.
See, this is why you demonstrate it.
But part of the test is also putting them
Are
in
you
a
ready for me to
position
begin?
with left foot in front of the right,
Okay.
right hands by your side,
So,
while
right
you
back to
demo.
where you were with your left foot on the line,
Yeah.
your right foot in front of it. When I tell you you're going to take 9 heel-to-toe steps, you're going to go all the way down, and you're going to count up to 9. When you get down to your 9th step, you're going to take your lead foot.
You have to demo it.
Do me a favor, just listen.
Bro.
Also, your backup officer shouldn't have to be handling your suspect for you. Starting to annoy me. He's way too far away. Michael, my God. Michael's resting the
Yeah. Savage.
We had the best deputy in that guy's state do
Here, I
this
got
last
an easier
CWI,
one for you.
which was way harder. This chick ran.
Oh, he's just gonna cuff her. Oh, she's compliant about it.
Yes, yes, yes.
Oh, wait, she wasn't.
That was
She's
not
gonna
a
be
hand
sarcastic.
I'm not resisting. Roxanne!
Grade the cuff.
I told
It's like a D minus. 'Cause they're like the wrong direction.
Do
She was compliant too.
you have any guns, knives, hand grenades, explosives, and incendiary devices on you?
no, I got a Glock.
Be cooler if you did.
Yeah, it'd make this much more fun.
You have a gun in the seat? You just said you did.
I said I got a Glock in my safe. You're
Oh.
welcome.
And they're safe.
Actually,
So you're gonna
from
look at the car
Sergeant
anyways. It's irrelevant.
Nick,
Get done. Search incident to arrest.
Yeah.
Let's go
that's-
do whatever paperwork you're about to do.
Do you have any drugs on you?
That was
All right,
weird.
so
I'm curious
this is
what
what I'm
the
going to tell you. If you have any drugs or anything,
I wonder if they say.
That was a weird invest. That is
Yeah.
not at all how it's taught. No officer presence, I agree. So yeah, I think it matters. Procedures taught to you for a very specific reason, but also officer presence you really can't teach. I think you just have to see it a lot and like be around it a lot. I had to learn that was probably the hard. I'm like a respectable adult, but being a police officer is very, very different. That was definitely something that I got browbeat for, that I was too nice. It helped that I'm a larger individual, but like that doesn't absolve you from controlling a situation. If an investigation, if you cannot control the investigation, there's inherent dangers to a lot of that stuff. And also like they're going to bring it up in court. It's going to make you seem like you don't know what you're doing. It's going to be very easy for a lawyer to kind of pick apart your argument. Hopefully it's get better. So we got the best deputy we've seen in a while. Not the worst.
Not the worst.
There was, what was it, Cassie or whatever it was? That couldn't figure out how to make it work.
Yeah, she's a watermark right now.
Yeah, she is the where someone is the ceiling, she is the floor. It's like this is the worst case scenario, I think.
Oh, geez, this is a very long video.
Well, hopefully we get a just
So
play it and
hopefully,
see
yeah,
if
we
get,
get
like,
the highlights. I don't know. I don't know if police body cam videos does the highlights at the beginning.
They got
I
all.
forget.
Here's the
I'm not
warning,
watching all hour 43 minutes of this.
dude. This cup holder's legit. Sounds cool. That's a Vic.
what's going on, man?
That is a Vic. My God, a Vic in 23.
Just got the tingles.
I did save. He did not demonstrate the test, Landon, unfortunately. Getting his gloves on through the cold, or he's prepared?
Or both.
Both.
Yeah, I watched front. Hey, dude.
Recent.
Hey, this is where we had that shot.
I have that same Olaf inflatable.
Docs. So he knows that they have priors at this residence. He said they had a shots fired call at this location. That's what we call a clue. I do like that they're out of the windows. Pretty decent policing going on here, though.
We had a shot spotter here probably 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago.
That's a lot of units. I wonder what the call text
Title
was.
said something about hostage taker.
No kidding.
Yeah, there's a breach and hostage takers.
So the downside too, is you're going to get backlit by these street lights. So trying to make yourself as visually obstructed as possible is a good thing. Approach it. You're going to have to announce here. I better see an announcement or this is going to get sideways-ish. But get good positions around the house. I like corners like this because you don't know where the suspect's going to emerge from, so you can take cover in either direction. But yeah, nobody standing in front of windows, nobody standing in front of doors. That's actually a pretty good way to approach a structure here. I do hope that this officer's an officer off to this guy's left here, that he's actually checking the back to make sure this guy doesn't rabbit out the back. That's an actual perimeter as opposed to a perceived perimeter. If there's one thing they don't have a class on that they really should, it's creating perimeters, because this is like 90% of policing. Especially when it comes to, you know, sketchy invests like this. Is to protect the public. Don't turn your flashlight on. What are you doing? Keith and I both got pissed off. They can hear yelling.
Is that exigency?
Potentially. They gotta figure out. Is it like I'm gonna die yelling, or is it like the Cowboys are disappointing me another week again? All different.
Is it drop the knife? Is it,
Yeah.
you know?
Well, I was yelling.
Oh, so he's a backup officer. So those are your contact officers over there.
Yeah.
This is gonna get some sketchies. Oh, I don't know about this. It's like a duplex, I guess.
Maybe.
Weird that they're going in the side door here. Okay, we don't need everybody there. Get them out. Get them out. Yeah. Just might be a multi-family home.
Who marked part of Nolly? Come on, Nolly.
Anybody upstairs?
I'm trying to get a hold of somebody up there.
Is this the only way out from upstairs? Is this the only way out from upstairs?
So again, the only downside to not having any perimeter officers is this guy, I have had this happen to me more than once, will jump out of a second story window and he's gone. Also can rotate on you and you wouldn't know about it.
That's my man.
We just want to make sure everybody's okay. Okay? Huh?
No, we're here. We're not here for you guys.
Just go in there. They're not here for you, so what does it matter?
Hey, you're straight. You're straight. I'm gonna talk. Hold on, Bubba. Stay right here, sir.
He cannot. That's the thing. You cannot go back in there. The fuck is you talking about? Like, shut the fuck up and go the fuck in the room.
Who's Kenneth? He's your man? No.
She sounds like she's helping de-escalate.
He's your brother.
This is kind of why I always try to keep, unless they're going to help, which even then you don't want to, because in the off chance this goes sideways, they're now somebody you have to deal with. They're not trained. They don't have any experience. They're also going to be emotionally invested in the outcome of this. As a police officer, you will be too. But at least in the moment, training should take over and you take the emotional aspect out of it and you try to act objectively to try to create some semblance of safety. Imagine if an officer was making the exact same comments in that instance. All the other officers should be like, you need to go stand outside.
Yeah.
We'll make sure they don't jump out of a second story window. Or how about you make sure nobody steals our cars?
There you go. Watch the cars.
Has happened. LAPD, we're looking at you.
Yeah, he is. That's what I'm saying. I don't know what he's doing. Like, how did he even fucking get it? Who opened my boyfriend? Me and Devin.
Them backing down is also sussy. Let's move everybody. They might also not know if they have anything. This might just be an invest. Yeah. This is probably just an investigation, and they're trying to develop PC, which I'm fine with in that instance, because they don't. What authority do they really have? If this is maybe just a domestic, that's maybe in the gray. It's the only sucky thing about these situations, is you might not know.
He said he's not gonna let him go.
He said he
so
got some hostage in that
he
room.
feel like he's setting him up.
Is the gun still up there?
Yeah, he has him in his pocket.
How many does he have?
Two.
So he's got 2 guns, got one guy hostage, and then the other guy that walked out.
It didn't. It's a female up there. It's my cousin. That's his other
So
sister.
there's 2 guys and 1 female.
No.
If you want to get tactical, you have a girl here. Start texting them to come downstairs, so you can get as many non-involved people out from under there as you can. I like your energy with the prayer that a taser would work. Let's assume it doesn't.
Someone upstairs. They call me from downstairs.
Okay, so clearly there's a deadly threat that's been articulated.
I'm stepping out, bro. I'm stepping out, bro.
Hey, let me see your hands. Let me see your hands. Step down, keep coming. Keep coming.
You don't want to stop, so.
All right, hey, stop right there and turn around. Turn around. Face the wall.
Yeah, that's the taser's got lasers on there. Yeah, we've got to cover the staircase still. Still got to. There we go. Good job. Good job.
They've got a taser-mounted light too.
What?
That's not him.
Okay.
Yeah, typically when you flip the safety off,
The light could run.
I guess in the newer ones it did. Mine only had a laser. Mine did not have a light.
Yeah, no, this one
I
had
had
a full-on
the
flashlight.
I had the old. I think it's the X26 or X20 something. I don't know.
Yeah,
I never
Taser
used it.
10.
No,
You can dip yours in a bucket of water and still use it.
Nope.
Let me skip forward here.
No long guns involved. I am a fan of let's figure out who's lethal and put them in the best position, and then everybody else get the hell out of the way, especially in these type of tight quarters. I will say this though, the only sucky thing about rifles in this instance is at this distance you will have what's called height over bore. That becomes an issue. Nobody zeroes their rifle at 15 feet, which this is typically maybe 20 feet, which when you start to translate that into yards is maybe 15 yards. Nobody has a 15-yard zero. So where you're aiming or what your device that's telling you where you're aiming and where you're actually aiming is going to be different. Your barrel and your optic are not straight parallel. They intersect, right? And so thinking about having like a holdover in the off chance that you do end up having to use deadly force is going to be not apparent. So you're going to shoot typically maybe like an inch, maybe typically like an inch to 3 inches low, which can be problematic in a hostage situation. That being said, you're more likely to take a more accurate shot with this, but in a handgun, point of aim is point of impact at these distances. But you have to have a user that has that skill set. I do like the idea of... so one time when robots start to make a little bit of sense, I've seen it in Ready or Not where they have a little like pole cameras. That would be kind of nice to have. But if you have to do it like Keith and I used to back in the day, it's just you, a handgun, and a flashlight, and hope and a prayer. Getting good information quickly. I don't like them being this far down in the staircase. Depending on if this angle's off to the left, it's going to be very easy for someone to peek over, take a shot at you, and then immediately retreat. And you can't blind fire into this floor, right? Mm-hmm. I would be more of a team of potentially either getting a shield and covering more of that staircase and getting a little bit higher up on it so that you have a better angle on the doors so the doors can get on you. But I don't know what the layout is above this, especially if this bends and continues to go above your head. Yeah, all of that's super sketchy. You'd rather almost do this from the top of the stairs and strong wall that rather than be stuck down here because there's nowhere for you to go. You can at least retreat down the stairs if you do have to make distance. You have very little control here. We'll see if they move. I like potentially having a hands team ready.
Please.
See. Yeah, they're hearing.
There you go. They went
Oh, up the stairs. Look at that. I'm proud. Look at them.
Back down the stairs?
Yeah. They're going to be setting all that up. Good. Have a hands team. Okay, if you're this far back of the stack, you're hands. Shit done. This is gonna happen super fast when it does, unfortunately. There's gonna be no...
And of course we get the worst
Oh, okay.
You got one down. Hold on. Shane, I'm right between your legs.
All right, hey, she's on the left. Hey, just stay where you
Right
are.
between your legs. No, you're not. Doing this is... I'm not a fan of this guy. This guy's putting his nose in.
Go. Downstairs.
Downstairs, go.
Anybody else in there?
You got one down. You got one
Good
down.
job. Good job getting her out.
Back up. Give me the shield.
Chill.
Yep. Shield. Push to the front. There you go.
Is there another person?
3, 2, 1 it.
I think there's supposed to be one more. Yeah, on the right side.
Yeah, the suspect or what?
You see through the crack, Petty? Look through the crack.
Hey. Back it up.
2 people down.
Two people down?
Two people
Wonder
down.
if he got
Suspect
one of
shot.
them.
EMS go 3.
Did you all say that?
EMS should have been staged, to be fair.
Can you get that door open more?
No.
No.
Walking.
Who's down?
2.
Hey, if they're not moving.
Yeah, we need to render aid.
Come on. Let's go.
Team, let's try to get in there and render aid, but I'm not team get in a hurry. Let's make a plan and then go.
Get in there.
Get in there and control the situation. I'm team that.
Too many people,
But
don't crowd.
Hey, somebody come get hands on now.
gloves. Now what are you doing? Help! Or get out of the way.
He's cameraman.
Oh, he's pulling TQs, I guess. You're right.
I just got head injuries.
It's this guy.
He's gone.
It's this guy.
Gloves!
Okay.
Gloves.
Hey, said it.
I don't have any gloves.
What?
What the hell?
Fizz for failure to have gloves. Yeah, have gloves. You're in policing. This stuff happens. Good job having shears. He's got the fancy folding kind. I do like them trying to provide medical aid. However, you're very limited in what you can provide. I think it's better to try to get them somewhere where you can get them stabilized.
Hey, is the
Moving
rest of the
them
house
isn't
been
gonna
All right.
change anything. Where this injury is, you have what's called a thoracic cavity injury. Really, the only thing you can do is potentially either pack a wound or you have a chest seal. So I do think it's a good idea to try to provide some level of care if you can.
Alright, we're gonna flip them over, we're gonna check chest, okay?
Okay, the officers that were also involved in the shooting probably need to get pulled out of there.
Yeah.
Get them to start drinking their water, do the buddy system, all that kind of stuff, but they shouldn't be trying to render medical aid. They got a lot of stuff going on here. Where's Cassie? You're the worst.
Okay, here.
And size, some of those officers.
Looks like the rest of this is
Part-time
just of all the different body cameras. Let's see if we can get a better version of what happened here.
He's in a position to do something, I think, eventually. Just kind of fast forward it with the L. Real quick.
Don't go anywhere.
So that was a hands team person.
Yeah, I think that's the lady that ran out, right?
Yeah.
Either way, there's not a ton. Unfortunately, this is all going to come down to skill and experience. Okay, so you're also going to want to question some of these people about what was going on inside of this room, right?
Keep her there.
Go! Downstairs!
Okay, this is better.
Stay where you are!
There.
Oh. There we go. There's behind shield guy.
Donkey kick. For the win. You got out of the way. Good job.
Alright, hey, she's on the left.
Hey, just stay where you are,
Just stay there.
Move! Hey, get up and run to us now. Come on, get up, go. Downstairs. Anybody else in there?
Okay, get in. Is there anyone else out there? Question is a good one to answer.
Give me the shield.
I wonder what happened. I can't imagine there's 2 hostage takers here.
No.
Well, no, they said the other one was down with head injuries.
I bet you he had already gotten the first one.
I think that might have been a.
He got the first one, held the second one hostage, and then I guess shout out to them for getting the hostage and not the. You saved somebody. Like I said, a lot of this stuff. You could dissect this into a million different places. The only thing that you can really do is try to minimize the amount of risk you're exposing to yourself and to other people. And then once you're gonna act, be quick about it. I think they demonstrated a good job of that. Donkey kicking is a thing. Do not front kick doors if you can avoid it. It's bad for your knees and also not a very effective way of kicking, I guess, unless you're like a TIE fighter or whatever. Other thing to consider is, are you helping? If you're in the way and they're not contributing in some way, shape, or form, move and get out of the way. I had to learn when I was.
Got your gloves.
Yeah, when I was younger, I had to be told what to do, or I'd try to find. I had very good field training officers that would say, find a way to be productive, right? Whether it was controlling the scene or whether it was doing whatever. As I became more senior, as I got rifle certified, as the senior officers decided that they didn't want to deal with younger officers, and you're the most senior on scene. If you find people there, give them assignments. When you're the one there, oh man, oh, that was close. Oh, that was close. He took a very quick snapshot at that guy. That is wild. Yeah, so this is the guy that did all the shooting. You just hit J twice.
Please!
One more time.
Hey, please!
That's all he saw. Those other shots were the guy shooting, I think.
Oh, hey, he's on the left. Hey,
All right, we're done.
Yeah.
There's not much more they could have done there, to be honest. I do like it. So the whole idea behind the shield is to plug that space. That is the only ballistic barrier that you do have. He was covering the officer that kicked, and obviously the officer that kicked kind of had to get past shield guy. Just kind of know where you're at. Clear view because warned.
Damn, both officers that fired their weapons were recent police academy graduates. That's a sucky first year, dude.
Yeah.
And it says the last 3
Hey,
shots
Brock,
fired.
it can happen to you, Doug. Shin kick the door. Goodness gracious.
So the last 3 shots fired that can be heard appear to be from Clark inside the room. So yeah, you're
Yeah,
right.
that's what I was guessing. Is he took a round and then that's how that stuff.
Yeah, it said Clark has a gunshot wound to his head, and they're in the process of determining if that was self-inflicted or from an officer.
Yeah, they'll be able to sort that out. That's what crime scene's for. But like I said, minimizing danger, but also understanding the limitations. This was a contact. This is practically a contact shot for a rifle. Your height over bore is maximum, so however high your red dot is from your barrel. Yeah, that's a lot to ask out of a rifle at that distance. And that's kind of why I'm team have very good handgun skills. But if you don't have them, that's what a rifle's there for. On a rifle, worst case scenario is you're missing by like 3 inches. On a handgun, you can miss by a foot, very, very easily if you're not a skilled individual. So stuff matters. This kind of training is really expensive, and unfortunately, most people don't get it. They had some level of training, which is why they were able to apply it. But just be careful. That could be your short straw, unfortunately, and you could be right out of academy. So it could happen to you. So
next
I had to kick.
Oh,
yeah, I had to kick 2 doors while I'm field training. So super sketch.
You donkey kicked him?
Yep. One took 30 kicks. It was horrible. And that was between me and another officer.
Dude, I was watching, I don't know if you saw Chris the Cop's latest Gameology thing, but one of the things he said, he's like, oh, we don't kick doors anymore. Or they used to do that. We don't kick doors anymore. And I was like,
pretty much, yeah. Yeah. Well, and really like it. So from a policy standpoint, they've really stopped.
Yeah.
Like really I remember vividly from 2021 going into 2022, a lot of dynamic entries, they just stopped doing it. Unless you had some level of exigency, they just stopped. Or if you were going to do it, it was like the SWAT team and they have breaching tools, so they don't kick doors. They slam them open, right? But like under exigency, what are you going to do? Sit there? You know what I mean? In that instance, you got to go, right? You have exigency, you got to go do it. You're also liable if you don't act, right? There is some level. I know there's a lot of court cases that'll say that that officers aren't obligated to act. You better believe the city's getting sued if you don't go in there at the very minimum. Not to mention, I think if you're joining to become a police officer for what I believe are the right reasons, you believe that there are people being victimized by, we'll just say the criminal element, right? And that if you aren't willing to put yourself in harm's way for other people, then you shouldn't be doing the job. Part of that's taking on liability. Part of that's potential. I still have aches and pains from doing stupid shit like that. Foot chases, falling out of cars, dumb stuff like that. You will get injured both physically and psychologically from the job, but you're volunteering to do that. I think that even if it was against policy, I don't know how you'd sit there and listen while somebody gets victimized or somebody's... You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that there's an ethical conversation to be had there that even if policy says you're not supposed to do it, if you're doing policing correctly, the job's already done by the time a lieutenant or higher get involved. They should really only be showing up if this person's barricaded or whatever. But if you've done it and you've figured it out and you're already doing the job, the door's already kicked, the suspect's already in custody. Your sergeant showing up like, what the fuck happened? Technically, like, once you get to a certain level of experience, you know what you have. And you know how to act on it, and you act very quickly and decisively. That's more important. Anyone have any experience with... I actually like the MMP 2.0s. The late, now Gashton Glock, that just passed away recently.
Yeah.
But he made an inferior pistol to the MMP 2.0. We'll keep going.
This one is our favorite British police officers.
Oh, nice.
They're in a pursuit.
Protect your mindset. Badge Bunny gets it. Oh, that's not good. I have Bodycam of doing this. If I ever get my old phone fixed, I'll show you guys. The one time.
If you can help me to talk to yourself, I've got vehicle failing to stop.
Just start a GoFundMe to get that phone fixed.
Get the phone fixed? Yeah. I need to find a place that'll fix that old cell phone.
Phoebe, I can confirm I'm IPP, appropriate marked vehicle. It's currently reversing back up Limetree Avenue, 22 to 20 miles an hour. Do you have authority to continue?
What if you can translate these?
He's asking for authority to continue.
Level of driver training and your risk assessment.
Yeah, at this time, medium risk, IPP, can I have assistance from Vans Pursuit, train vehicles, Stinger. We are currently Cromwell Road, speed is 28 to 8 miles an hour.
Professional their policing is, because they're very, systematic about who has authority to do what.
Yeah, just had one near miss, back to medium, going left, left, towards the ball.
How free willy we are with, whatever, I got a badge, baby, that means good to me.
Maybe it's right, Summerfield Avenue.
Dude, good job driving. This is a sucky set of circumstances.
Such a crappy neighborhood to be.
And again, right, towards Lincoln Road.
I'll tell you what, suspect's also kind of crushing it.
It's now going to be taking a left. Stand by for red now.
Stand by for me.
Silverwood Road, currently traffic is light, no pedestrians, it's still medium risk.
No pedestrians? I literally just saw a pedestrian.
We're going to have one out, one out.
Get out, dog.
Yeah, one out, Silverwood, vehicle stopped.
Oh, I think he thought he could casually just walk and pretend he was part of the neighborhood.
Here's the car. Use the car.
Officer, come on, that wasn't a fail to stop. I never knew you were trying to stop me. I thought you could only get stopped by the police if they come behind you.
No.
They just started.
We'll talk about it in an interview. I'll show you the tape.
You've done one of these before? Yeah. Okay, so you know what to do.
Yeah.
You don't smoke. So you're not eating or drunk in the last 20 minutes?
No.
Smoked about 10 minutes ago, wasn't it?
DW.
You know if anything violates the offence in itself?
Or maybe this is that weird, it can taste or it can sense THC. No, we made fun of this with Police Simulator. And apparently they had like a breathalyzer for THC. I was like, what? In what universe would you have a breathalyzer for THC?
Britain, I guess.
Tongue out. Tongue right out. Right out.
What is this?
A swab? DNA test?
3 more.
That's it. Buddy, the drug test has come back positive.
It is a drug test! Holy crap.
Supply drugs, de-arrested. Okay, so I'll de-arrest you for that. So the moment you're under arrest for the failing to stop, dangerous drive, and drug driving.
Okay,
all right, so 2 seconds.
Drug driving.
So I just remind you under caution, you do not have to say anything. It may harm your defence.
Do have one of these. Bro, I'm shook to my core.
Reason for arrest is obviously for procedures, so evidence for whether the drug's procedure, and for an interview, mate. All right.
That was the most polite arrest.
I was going to say, it was the most polite pursuit ever.
Failure to provide.
He's like, if I'd known you were going to pit me, I would have pitted myself. What do you mean?
I legitimately, Keith and I had a good, 20-minute conversation about this. And if you'll remember, way back in the day, Michael, who's also in the chat, we had a conversation about this, about Police Simulator, and that they had a way to test for drugs. And apparently they do. We're just, I guess, living in the Stone Age here in America.
Yep.
Yeah, apparently. We make him pee in a cup.
But also, being high is not illegal in America, to be fair. Once it's consumed, technically, if you're driving, yes. Once it's consumed, we typically don't have any, it is what it is.
Unless you're making a nuisance of yourself in public.
Yeah, or something like that. But in that case, that you're arresting for something else
PI,
anyways.
right?
Yeah. But even then, you're going to say, it'll be not necessarily like a breach of the peace. You'll have to find some offense to tie to breach of the peace and arrest them for it. And a misdemeanor in your presence. At least in Texas, it gets complicated depending on where you're at.
But we got 30 LMPD videos today.
Really?
Yeah, that last the one with the hostages was an LMPD, and then I was clicking through all my tabs to try to find a different one that wasn't LMPD shooting somebody. They're all LMPD shootings. This is LMPD throwing slushies at people, so at least
let's go, baby.
They're not
Those
shooting
were the
people
words
today.
used by LMPD in 2022 after 2 officers pleaded guilty to violating the rights of citizens through arbitrary use of force. It's our top story today at 4. I'm Alex.
Interesting.
Both detectives no longer work for LMPD. These 2 men you see right here, Kurt Flynn and Brian Wilson, admitted to throwing drinks at people while on the job. Both pleaded guilty to federal charges of violating civil rights while working.
Suck it, nerds. That's what you guys get.
Now, years later, we've obtained video from the infamous Slushy Gate through an open records
Slushy
request.
Gate. Stop calling everything gate. I'm gonna skip y'all.
Throwing drinks on
Same
residents.
Slushy Gate.
Still,
Slushy
the video is quite shocking, and it does shine work to negotiate.
This is Newsgate
The actions
Gate.
of officers caught on video
To
throwing
be fair,
drinks on citizens
they did
who were
record
simply in the
themselves
wrong
like
place
idiots.
at the
Yeah.
wrong time.
Dude, I actually feel bad about that. I don't know if I got it on film.
This is
Laughing
teenager
at
stuff.
the outcome. The Department of Justice
What an
said that
idiot.
between August 2018 and
Well, Louisville, get it
September
together.
2019, 2 former LMPD officers,
So,
Brian Wilson and Kurt
we're good with
Flynn,
this. I don't need to hear any of the other stuff. I want to give an interesting observation here. This is the reverse of qualified immunity. And I think a lot of people don't realize this. In that, if, let's say, Keith and I get in a car right now, right? And, of course, I'll be the one throwing it because Keith's a respectable adult. But let's say I'm throwing slushies at somebody outside of my door, right? Maybe I get assault. Maybe. You'd probably, that's if they could catch you, to be honest. You're looking at a Class B misdemeanor. Because they're saying it's a unjustified use of force since they were on duty, doing this to people that they've taken an oath to serve. This is probably a felony. Only because they were police officers doing it. Technically, if they were off duty, it would be different. But even if they were off duty, they're in the car, they're wearing the uniform. These people feel like they have no way of retaliating because it's the government doing it to them. This is an example of reversed. When you lose qualified immunity, it's just not this blanket thing that covers you no matter what. I think it adds context to the conversation of, again, you could be at work, you could shoot somebody, but if you articulated a very poorly done DWI investigation, and then it translates into a use of force, you don't get blanket immunity for that. If they beat the charge and showcase that you actually didn't have probable cause, you are no longer acting within the authority of the color of the law. Therefore, you are now subject to whatever use of force that you did do. You're now just assaulting somebody. You lose said qualified immunity. Happens all the time. Disqualified
federal charges.
Yep. Which suck a lot. They don't take plea deals. in federal court to say that right now.
And they don't lose.
No, and they don't lose. Yeah, you want to talk about a DA's office, or I guess it wouldn't be the DA, FA, federal attorney or whatever.
U.S. attorney, yeah.
U.S. attorney,
US
whatever.
attorney, yeah.
Yeah, they don't lose.
Yeah, so they got 2.5 years in prison, well deserved.
Yeah, good job. Good luck also with that.
Yeah, no kidding, dude. And for what? To throw slushies?
Yep, good job.
To make a crappy TikTok video? All right, this is Scottsdale PD.
As it unfolded.
Oh, I missed all that.
Security camera shows the incident as it unfolded.
Before detectives could exit their vehicles, Calderon began firing rounds from a fully automatic rifle from the back seat of his vehicle into the detectives' windshields. Detectives exited their vehicles and continued getting shot at from Calderon, who was wearing body armor and armed with multiple guns. In response, 4 members of the Special Assignments Unit fired their duty weapons, striking Calderon, who was still in the back seat of the vehicle. During the exchange of gunfire, one detective rescued the hostage and took him into a place of safety. At this time, other members of the Special Assignments Unit diverted their attention to the business to locate Edge, while detectives continued to engage with Calderon. The incident can be seen here from the body-worn cameras issued by the department.
Per the rescue plan, Detective 1's vehicle was the first to make contact with the suspect and immediately was shot at, taking fire through the windshield.
Or maybe there was a full auto. Good lord.
Detective 1 had to extract out the passenger door. Detective 1 ran around vehicles to avoid the crossfire.
Where's our crossfire? Where's our crossfire? Get back!
He dropped his rifle?
Oh, he's using his handgun because he doesn't have enough room. Pretty smart, actually. Oh no, he had it car ready. When he went to load it, it jammed.
Bro, look at this dude.
Oh, my guy.
Yeah.
Spider-Man.
Yep.
God bless him. He's the youngest guy there, for sure.
He actually rode onto scene like that on both patrol cars.
Dude, 100%.
Detectives observe the suspect is wearing a ballistic vest and still has a firearm pointed towards detectives.
That's for young guys like Millennial.
I remember my young days.
Stand by.
What they call motivated. Old timers are like, oh, it's gonna be so much paperwork.
Calderon is still seen moving.
Ain't moving anymore.
No, let me check him.
Detective 1 fired additional rounds as Calderon still had a weapon pointed in Detective's direction. In this clip, you can see Detective 1's vehicle being struck by gunfire from the suspect.
It's like
Detective 1 exits.
BRN what? Oh, this is a MCX.
See where the
Bougie?
rounds struck Detective 1's vehicle.
Golly. This guy's lucky to have not got smoked. Good lord.
Detective 2's point of view. Detective 2 arrived
Is this
directly
Spider-Man?
after Detective 1 and positioned his vehicle towards the back of Detective
No.
1's vehicle.
No, I think Detective 3 is Spider-Man.
Detective 2 exited his vehicle and also immediately was shot at multiple times.
Oh, maybe it is Spider-Man.
Oh,
Yeah, he
that was a
hasn't
jam.
dropped his rifle.
Get the victim! I'm gonna patch your side!
This is Spider-Man. What a great angle on that car.
Diverted and went to the business behind to contain the second suspect, Edge.
Yeah, those timers' knees don't bend that way anymore.
Dude, mine never bent that way.
I got you. Alright, back off.
Detectives give a command to the suspect, don't move, who still has a firearm pointed in Detective's direction.
He fucking moves. He's getting it again. You got a vest on. Don't move! Copy, he's moving. Stand by.
Felt weird about the don't move request because it's he is injured.
Apparently you're
These are
still
rounds
wiggling
that
now.
struck Detective 2's vehicle hood as he exited the car. This is a slowed-down version of Detective 2's body camera. You can see the rounds hitting Detective 1's vehicle and observe Detective 1 exiting his vehicle.
Golly! Shout out to all of those MCXs failing because they weren't car ready. Every single one of them had to deal with malfunction drill and switch the pistol.
Detective 3 simultaneously arrived with Detective 1, positioning his vehicle behind the suspects. Detective 3 exits his vehicle and is immediately met by gunfire from the suspect.
Hey, suspect down.
In this clip, you can see Detective 1's vehicle being struck by gunfire from the suspect.
Now, what a gnarly stop, dude.
This clip shows the detective being fired upon and struck.
Ooh.
Yeah, he just threw rounds.
So Detective 3 took one? Yeah.
Initiate.
This is the view from Detective 4's body-worn camera.
This guy was motivated. He was in a bad spot. I think he kind of knew it too. He was like,
was the crossfire.
oh. Job getting off the X. To be fair, so they're saying detectives, they're detectives by occupation. Their job's probably either gangs or
kidnapped hostage,
narcotics or some part-time SWAT giving the equipment and all that.
Thank you guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys. Thank you so much.
Victim exited the suspect's vehicle and ran to hide.
Dude, smart of him to just peace out.
Dip. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just hold him.
Here is a picture of the ballistic armor the suspect was wearing.
Kidding, yeah.
Bullets lodged in the vest fired by our detectives. This is a picture of 2 magazines that were taped together, located inside of the vehicle. Another handgun was located on the seat inside the vehicle next to the suspect.
He's still breathing. He's still breathing.
Here is another view of the gun that was used by Calderon.
Breathing.
Hey, I just took some shrapnel. I'm good.
Okay.
MP5.
Breathing right now. Hey, let's get some medic in.
Like a UMP45.
Another
Probably
rifle
like a
was
cloner.
located in Calderon's vehicle on the floorboard.
That's wild. What a wild call. I wonder how you get out. Like a hand. So they got a kidnapping call and managed to, I guess, get these guys en route, get behind the car, and then execute a takedown of the vehicle. That's wild.
Well done.
That is fast. That was a very fast reaction for a specialized unit. Typically, that's going to be uniformed officers making that call. A shout out to intelligence gathering and for these guys being ready to go. They're not off training out of state, which was always no, not to disparage. I had a very cool SWAT team, but like y'all trained too much. Y'all were training, we were working DWIs. Well, y'all were doing TRT and lifting weights. I was out there struggle busting. That's all I'm saying. All I'm saying.
Not bitter.
Yes, jump out boys did do work. They did great though. I mean, given the very short straw that they pulled, they crushed it there. Nobody got hurt but the suspect, and you saved the good guy. I mean, I would have struggled to do that. Even at my best, I would have struggled to do that.
In the evening of June 2nd, 2021, a Lincoln County deputy in Wisconsin assists a citizen who is broken down on the road. While assisting the citizen, the deputy kept an ear on his police radio. Through the radio, the deputy is informed that a nearby off-duty officer in an unmarked police car is following a stolen vehicle.
I'm behind it right now. It's at K&Q, and I see that there was a squad on a traffic stop.
Is it going south to Marathon County or north?
Northbound into Lincoln.
Oh.
How did he even know it was stolen?
Right now.
Okay.
He running plates off duty?
On a traffic stop right there.
Yeah.
Do you want to get him on the horn?
Okay,
He might have his bolo sheet
The
with him.
deputy quickly runs to his squad and begins pursuing the stolen
This is
vehicle.
what county boys do. You'd get yelled at if you were a city guy doing this. I mean, shout out to you, but this is more interesting than helping a stopper or somebody stranded. But still, I got mini salty when I had to go do stuff because of off-duty cops. It's like, hey, we got overtime. Why don't you go work?
Yo,
He's on it. There he
he's
goes.
coming up behind me now.
Okay, does he sound like he's got it?
Yeah, he's gonna get it. He's going 1080. He's
1080.
going 1080.
Okay, got it. Okay, gotta go.
You have a one dispatcher for the county. He's like, okay, I gotta get off my cell phone. I ain't shut up, do my job. Shut up now. Good on him, I guess. You will not steal a car in my county. Good turn. What an animal. This looks like a Charger by the hood. That is getting after it. You can tell by how much this car is jostling that this is what we call in Texas a county road. Which means people stop to care. Sometimes, every once in a while, these are kind of nice things. I will say
The
that.
stolen car vanishes into a billow of smoke. Officers fear the worst.
Oh, those tire marks.
Piercing the smoke, we see only shredded remains.
Oh.
But a far more horrifying scene plays out off camera.
Good job. Recovered your stolen car.
The officer hurries to grab a fire extinguisher, hoping he's not too late.
We still gotta secure this, though.
Moments ago, Officer Lang was field training a new recruit, but the same call would lead to a lesson he wasn't expecting to teach.
Go ahead, not tell it. Go get him. Go get him, rookie. Yeah, we gotta secure it first, dog. Where's he going?
The driver
good job
lost
blocking
control
traffic.
of the vehicle, and it reportedly went airborne. The driver was ejected from the vehicle during this process. As the second officer pulls up only seconds after, you can see just how demolished the car is, as it is nearly wrapped around this tree. After the officers pull up, they immediately put out a fire burning from the car with the proper equipment supplied in their squads. Unfortunately, the accident is fatal, and it is clear to see why, looking at these evidence photos taken after the fact. The victim is not visible in these photos as he was not wearing his seatbelt and was found more than 50 feet from the scene. According to court records, the driver of the crash had a comparatively lighter record than other perpetrators who appear in our videos. Between 2019 and 2020,
Don't crash my car,
the driver
rookie.
had attempted to flee officers on one occasion, though the severity of the past case seems light. That particular incident lists no charges for endangering safety nor resisting arrest.
did a good
Additionally,
saying peace
he has a
out.
charge for
Wow.
driving without a valid license and a separate charge for driving without a seatbelt. The
Thomas,
jump
it's
from
good to
these
see you,
very
dog.
petty crimes to the alleged stealing of a vehicle to fleeing officers at lethal speeds is surprising. His lack of wearing a seatbelt combined with extreme
Here is for
speeds
Bale's
resulted
bail
in him going
fund.
airborne.
You can be
crashing
back
into a
on the
fixed
street
object.
next week.
The series of
Dude, we're trying to
compounding
get him
poor
out.
decisions
Thank you for
tragically
the
led to
super
the loss
chat
of his
play.
life.
Out of respect for the deceased, this video has been carefully edited to exclude any content
We
showing
should make an example out of him.
suspect or his
Wear your seatbelts.
Don't steal cars and run, but also wear your seatbelt.
If you're gonna do it, wear your seatbelt. You know.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I will say
Although
this.
I guess
this
in
is
this
a-
situation, it might not have helped. You're in a
This
bad
is
position
a-
either way.
This is a very good example of why I am a fan of earpieces, because both of those officers were listening to the radio that responded. As the only reason why they were able to get involved. Let's say he did wear a seatbelt, or let's say that he was just injured and needed help. These officers being on scene to conduct that would have been the only way to do that, or to create some semblance of safety. I can't. I probably had no less than
Officer
I'd say like 10 or 15 times that we had, and sometimes the calls were bullshit, but we needed a code 3 response, and I was like on a traffic stop or something, and I heard it, and I was like, "Have a nice day," and just throw their idea, take off. Done it more than once. So, listen to your radio, but wear an earpiece. I'm a big fan of earpieces. Nobody can strangle you with a little bit of cord that's extending from your handpiece.
Receives an
At least not
urgent
without a lot
call.
of effort.
An undercover deputy has been shot at a nearby gas station.
That'll be
Now, and for the first time ever, we get an exclusive look into everything that led up to this critical moment. July 13th, 2021. A shooting was reported at a Pilot gas station. 911 calls start flowing in at this moment. Frantically, a caller details what has just happened as the rest of the events unfold.
Racine County 911. Where's your emergency?
Petrol gas station on Highway K. Somebody just shot somebody
Voice
at the gas
actors,
station.
I know.
Do you know if he's okay?
He just killed him. He just killed him.
He is dead?
Yeah, I think he is.
Is this
I think
AI
he is
voice
dead.
actors?
After the slaying, the shooter would attempt to flee in the victim's vehicle but failed. The shooter would
stock
then
footage.
try to carjack a second car. However, the owner of the vehicle would quickly speed away before they got a chance. In what seems like desperation, the shooter would fire several rounds into the evading vehicle, thankfully failing to disable the driver. The transcript of the 911 dispatch details that the shots from this altercation occurred while on the call.
It's a white person.
All right, just a second. Okay, can you give me some information on the person that
He
shot
is shooting.
him? Is he still shooting?
Yeah.
He is still shooting?
He is shooting. Yeah.
Are you somewhere safe?
Yeah, everybody is getting down.
This would lead the shooter to then run back to his own vehicle and drive down to a different gas station approximately 2 miles down the road. One officer, urgently responding to the scene, would come across the suspect as he attempted to make his way to his next shooting target. Here's that fateful dashcam video. The suspect is John McCarthy. McCarthy had the locks to his apartment changed the day before. One neighbor, who asked not to be identified, described McCarthy as jittery and running around like crazy.
Sounds like a nice
before
guy.
the shooting, the fire alarm to McCarthy's apartment had been pulled, sending neighbors fleeing in a panic. But McCarthy was nowhere to be found. Law enforcement officers from across Racine County would urgently respond to the multiple crime scenes. Here's a 15-second video montage of those officers absolutely hauling ass.
I will say this is the worst, all of my worst memories, well, not all of them, but a lot of my worst memories of being a police officer were doing this. Because you don't feel like you're driving fast enough, which you're probably driving way too fast, but also like you're mentally going through what you're coming up on, what your game plan is, what equipment do you have. You're listening to the radio traffic, trying to figure out where your units are. It's just not a good feeling. This is what a lot of people don't realize is hard about the job, is trying to do this.
The video has never before
And sometimes you don't
been
even know where
made
you're
public
going.
until now.
You're just kind of getting close.
This deputy knew the suspect was close and slowed to normal emergency speeds.
Normal emergency
The suspect would make himself known in only a matter of seconds.
Shit. That's a clue. Good on that officer for seeing that and not just passing. Bro, fire feels unsafe. I can smell those brakes. Bro, I can smell the leaking head gasket and everything else. Oh, shit. That's a bad day.
209, I got shots fired at the mobile.
Dude, what an animal. This guy's like, fuck, back up. This is also county. He said the mobile, and everyone knows where that's at.
Yep.
209 dispatch. Subject shot somebody at the mobile. Subject then shot himself.
You said that someone at mobile and then shot himself.
I am out with an off-duty officer who has been shot. Need rescue at the mobile. This is the suspect here. Okay.
Let's get this
I got him covered. You okay, sir? Hang on. We'll be right with you, okay? Car's clear. Car's clear.
I'm gonna go on call.
Sarge getting involved. Look at that. It's a code 3 response. Normally I'm an advocate for slowing people down, but because they still don't know the size of the situation, yeah, I'm letting everybody show up.
Do not move, sir. We're good. We're good. We're good. Check that guy. We're good. Needs a gun lay.
Weak. Kidding. Yeah, I don't need to see that. Hey, that guy had gloves. Shout out to that. Have the tourniquet on your person. Have it in a pouch.
Also, yeah, know where it is.
Unbeknownst to the shooter, the patron he was attempting to carjack happened to be a Racine County Sheriff's deputy in plain clothes, and the vehicle was an unmarked police car.
Damn.
The event would quickly lead to an exchange of gunfire. In the exchange, both the undercover officer and the suspect would be hit by gunfire. Shortly after, the suspect then shot himself. Even though the shooter chose multiple targets at multiple locations, only one, plus the shooter, succumbed to injuries. The off-duty officer survived the shooting.
On him. Get wrecked. Yeah, that's why I concealed carry. I don't care what any people say. My mom makes fun of me. I'm gonna go spend some time with them. I've spent some time with them over Christmas, and gonna do some more here close to the New Year's. And she's like, "You don't need a gun to come here to my house." I'm like, "Dog, you've not seen what I've seen." You live in a very nice, wonderful place, but that doesn't mean unwonderful things can't come find you. That's all I'm saying. My pocket cop is my Glock 17. T- for no. Christian Halsey, thank you for the super chat. If we can get to it, we will. We are trying to pull through as many of these videos as we can. But thank you for monetizing the what might be monetizable stream. I don't know. The YouTube content is getting better about hiding
definitely
the
age restricted,
unmonetized
potentially unmonetized.
Yeah, for sure. You can properly cook a steak with those breaks.
Okay, can't understand anything they're saying without subtitles. Oh, that's a long call. Okay.
Schmank said shout out to the Sarge getting some. Yeah, I'm always impressed to see Stripe show up on scene.
Okay.
Rip cool.
Okay, what's going on today, though?
There's an invest.
Okay. What do you mean you're doing work? Going to work? Where do you work?
Work on the corner of so and so and so and so.
Okay, what do you do there? What do you do there? Okay. So what are you guys doing like right here though? People got some... Okay.
Smells methy.
Selling jars of peanut butter, that's all.
What was that? Okay, I'm just...
This is a motivated police officer.
All right,
I do not like his posture though. Yeah. Yeah.
He is running northbound. Hey, stop! Stop! Drop the gun! Drop the gun!
Yeah, well, full guns on cops. He dropped it at least.
Now! On your stomach now! Hands behind your back! Hands behind your back!
Bro,
behind
him for being right there. Bro, that backup officer crushed it. Well, and I will say this. So if you're not immediately involved in the using of the force, be prepared to be hands. And he crushed
he was right there with it.
They didn't stand there and think about it or look at it like a weird thing on the that is top-notch backup officering.
Casey, take notes.
Yeah, so I will say this from a city cop standpoint. This is what we'd call a consent subject stop, where you're kind of digging. This is like as close to a Terry frisk as you can get without it legally not being that. Obviously, it's weird for people to be just randomly exchanging goods, not in front of a house, like they're clearly not anywhere. It's not illegal for you to just go up and ask, right? Like, hey, what's going on? Whatever. The guys continuing to gesture. If you guys just rewind it a little bit. You don't have to one.
Okay, good,
but if you guys look back on that, you'll see that he gestures a lot towards his waistband. That's clue number one. that person might be carrying a firearm. But a lot of how uncomfortable they were with law enforcement being there when they showed up, so on and so forth. He didn't really have a stop per se, but the second, I'm guessing they're going based off the unprovoked flight, the weirdness of the situation, that his training and experience would tell him that this is likely a drug deal that just went down. Him fleeing and then producing a weapon. Technically, there could be just taking a leisurely jog, and he decided to run with him. But the second he brandished a handgun, it becomes very different. It'd be the same thing for law enforcement if you got to think about it. They're not allowed to come out of the holster without articulating it. So it's a weird stop. It's definitely in the gray. This would get, like all shootings, very, very fine-tooth comb looked over. But I'd be curious to see what that report looked like. On why is the one downside to being what they call a proactive police officer, where you're looking for crime and you're trying to find where violence is going to come from, and drug deals are your number one producer of shootings outside of domestics. You can't do anything proactive about domestics, unfortunately, outside of counseling. Counselors, hear me. You can't stop them, but you maybe are able to help by encouraging people to go to counseling. Schmang's going to yell at me.
We need a Smokey the Bear. Only you can prevent domestic violence.
Exactly.
We're just
dude, that would be top notch. Only you can prevent.
We'll make that shirt.
Gotta make that a shirt. Or put that in apparel.
Just gotta pick a cute animal.
Yeah, but either way, it's important that. You understand what you have and what you're investigating. When he did flee, do you have the foot chase in that instance, or do you have a detention, and what would it be for? Could technically articulate maybe pedestrian in the roadway. Unprovoked flight by itself is pretty soft and pretty weak.
Pedestrian in the roadway.
You'd be shocked at how many times some weird petty misdemeanor like that. Depending on where that was, him producing the firearm in and of itself might potentially be a crime, like him being in possession, if it's in the less free states. According to their laws, that is a constitutional stop. Blank is in there saying, shall not be infringed, and I'm here for it, dog. He'll catch up here in a second.
He was very infringed.
On Local 10 of an FHP trooper stopping a speeding car only to discover it was being driven by another law enforcement officer. That trooper thought he was on the tail of a reckless driver.
Show me the footage.
Is a textbook use of the precision immobilization technique that are known as a pit maneuver, but they normally aren't used against other law enforcement officers.
Oh, I didn't see your light.
This incident happened on November 29th. Florida Highway Patrol received reports of a car that fled a traffic stop and was driving recklessly. After a bit of driving and following directions from dispatch,
maybe run the plate and get a return.
Gets behind a dark-colored Kia and
but also,
follow.
If he got stopped before and then fled,
eastbound on Northwest 167th Street.
He's saying it fled a T-stop.
Well, I think he just got confused by the make and model of the car. So I think this is just a different.
North on Northwest 12th Avenue.
Is that not what they said? He noticed a dark car and.
Go for it. Go back. I want to hear it.
This incident happened on November 29th. Florida Highway Patrol received reports of a car that fled a traffic stop and was driving recklessly. After a bit of driving and following directions from dispatch, the trooper recording this dashcam video gets behind a dark-colored Kia and begins to follow. They leave the 826 and continue eastbound on Northwest 167th Street before making a left turn to go north on Northwest 12th Avenue. Then, right as they approach Park Center Boulevard, the trooper pulls up next to the Kia and performs the pit.
I'm here for it. You have no reason. You have no reason to think that this guy's
the driver of the Kia.
They weren't on.
Turns on.
He literally just turned them on. Wow, dude. Yeah, he was driving like an asshole.
Turns out it was the wrong car. Instead of stopping the fleeing driver, the trooper spun out an Opelika police captain.
You kidding me? Oh, I got the wrong car. I didn't see the lights in the back.
The two Leos got out and began talking about the mistake. The FHP trooper saying he saw a car with dark-tinted windows speeding down the road, so he assumed
like
it was
Unmarked.
the car he was looking for.
Or know that you're in an Unmarked.
I thought it was the car. That's my fault. That's fault. It should have been a blue Mercedes, and he's in a Kia. That's my fault.
No, that's not your fault. You that look like a duck, quack like a duck, and you pit it like a duck. That's what that police captain gets for not, like, he's got to anticipate. He could have just slowed down really quickly, got out and been like, hey, dog, I'm a
He
cop.
just turned his freaking lights on.
That too.
That's what I'm getting at. That's what I'm getting at. I would be in favor of reprimanding that captain for causing, like, he didn't help. Whatever situation he thought he was going to go help, he didn't. And that's because he's an idiot. I'm here for that. I'm defending the trooper. That was a good pit. Also crushed it.
That was too long. Here we go. Let's do a grappler video.
Oh, I'm here for it. I like this thing. Sprinter van, the stolen. Oh yeah, Sprinter van's the stolen. My man. Good luck getting away on a Sprinter van.
You got it right there. Nice.
Boom. Got him, coach.
Got him.
Good grab. Oh, there.
I love it. That car ain't going nowhere. That's incredible. I am team that.
Would have loved to have had one of those.
On March 7th.
Dude, I know. That's what I'm trying to say. Dude, a grappler? I did 10 out of 10 better than a pit. Scottsdale, Arizona.
Is that the same?
They think they're cowboys.
Let's see what it says.
That sneeze.
Jeez.
Captain is totally in the wrong here. I agree. Henry, what's going on? Welcome to the stream. The Strame. The
I think
Stram.
that's the same one.
Is this the rescue of a kidnapping victim? Okay, yeah. Okay, so I guess this is the.
Thank you for all the likes.
Yeah, well, some of them were put in the Discord multiple times.
Does happen. Please check it.
Yeah. Okay, so. Oh, this is a Mesquite.
Shout out to Mesquite PD. I know a few people here. Shout out to kind of using a weapon out of might, but not.
Give me your hands! I got two at gunpoint. Get on the ground now! All of you! Get down! I've got a black male running in sweats. Throw the strip ball. Hey!
Job.
Do not move! I will fucking kill you! Do you understand me?
Support for the stop.
There was like a. Well, hang on, actually. I read the other one. I don't know what the point for this stop was. It was stolen Hyundai sedan was found at Cartwright Road, blah, blah, blah. Both vehicles were then parked nearby at 7-Eleven. So yeah, he was patrolling the area by this road and he found the stolen Hyundai. He found the Hyundai empty.
Sorry, guys.
And then there was a Chrysler with 4 people inside it. Where does the Chrysler come in here? This is weird grammar, but I'm assuming the Chrysler had something to do with the stolen Hyundai.
But he was arrested for a warrant, not a stolen car. What are we doing here?
I don't know. I'm confused. This description's not very good. Anyway, I'm guessing he saw a stolen car. These people had something to do with it. I don't know.
Two black males.
This is weird.
Black hoodie, gray sweats.
This guy's got a compensated red dotted Glock.
Police activity is usually really good about these descriptions, so I don't know what the deal is.
Stay right there. Shut the car off. Shut the car off now. Shut the car off now.
Why do we flash
Shut the car off now. Shut the car off now.
What are we doing?
He's trying to back away.
Stop now.
But what is this guy doing?
Stop.
Trying to stop the
What
car.
are we
Do not
doing?
fucking move.
What are we doing?
Stop now. Do not move.
What are we
Do not
doing?
fucking
You gotta
move.
push farther down on the hood. That's dumb.
Dog.
That's dumb.
How about that?
Shots fired.
I get the lethal force theory here.
Don't fucking move. Don't fucking move. All of you.
Yeah, my old department fired a cop for this.
Do not move.
I have no beef with someone trying to hit you with a car
Stay in the
and you
car.
smoking them.
Do not
It's just how
move.
you get there.
Do not move.
He's lucky he didn't hit anybody in that backseat. Well, it's because the driver's likely not having a good time.
So So he stops there.
So he also like kind of points a gun at a car, like to verify it's the car. You just run the tag. So he found that stolen car. So that car is stolen, but it's empty.
And it's empty.
So then you're recovering the stolen car. This Chrysler is potentially not stolen.
Yeah, I don't know where I don't know where the Chrysler comes into play here. The description didn't mention the Chrysler until he was pointing a gun at the Chrysler.
Get on the ground now! All of you! Get out!
So yeah, I'd have bolted too, yeah.
Hey! Do not move! I will fucking kill you! Do you understand me?
This use of force report's gonna be rough. I pointed a gun at a bunch of people. Oh no, man.
Black hoodie, gray sweats, black hoodie.
The kid's an idiot for trying to drive off in this car, but like,
stay right there.
Yeah, but being stupid is not a death sentence.
Shut the car off.
That's kind of what I'm getting at.
Shut the car off now.
I'd have a hard time with this unless this Chrysler is stolen.
Yeah.
Shut the car off now.
Also, your backstop is poo-poo.
Stop now.
He's stopping.
Stop.
No, dog.
Do not fucking move.
We don't stop.
Now.
He's trying not to hit the officer, technically.
Do not move. Do not fucking move.
Yeah. He was trying not to. He literally is backing away to get away. I get detaining him. I would have been perfectly fine with him taking his patrol car and slamming into this dude to keep him from going anywhere, if he believed he had a detention for the stolen car. But if the Chrysler wasn't involved, you effectively just smoked somebody for no good reason. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you created the circumstances to create... I don't know. Keith, what are your thoughts on this? I know the school of thought that I came from, or at least was trained under, based on geos, but what... Or maybe he's an old school guy and there's a different reason for it, but... Dad?
Sorry, dude. Had to mute. Had a phone call come in.
You're good. You're good.
Sorry, I apologize.
No, you're good.
No, I mean, he also just, his position was awful. And like you said, I mean, unless somebody in there waved a gun at you.
So,
I don't know, yeah.
Weathers is saying the Chrysler was stolen as well. Makes a little more sense, but still, the escalation to deadly force, you weren't presented a deadly threat. I don't even mind the gun pointing so much as I do, again, that the shots are what I'm going to have issues with.
Yeah.
Just because. Oh, yeah, and technically, so look at so if you go look at the very last sentence, he said that there was firearms found in the Chrysler. Technically, it's Texas. There's a Second Amendment. You're allowed to have firearms in the car. But if the Chrysler is stolen and they have guns, and this looks and quacks like a duck, right? I have multiple juveniles in a car that's stolen and they got guns. Maybe they carjack somebody. I understand the want to make this happen, but in the off chance that you're wrong, because we don't know that he ran the tag, we don't know that he knew that these kids were the ones related. Like, we just don't know enough to go ahead and straight escalate the deadly force, unless a deadly threat is presented to you. But you can't put yourself in a position to force it. It would be the equivalent of telling the guy, I see you have a gun on you, take it out of the holster, and then shooting him. That's my issue with it. Kind of in the same instance here, where if he's threatening you with a car, it's different. Like, if he is veering, if you're trying to run away and he's veering the car into you, yeah, smoke that kid. No issue with it at all. But he's talking to a trucker. Thanks, Mom.
Sorry.
The criteria for deadly force was not met. Oof, Daniel. That is exactly how it will come out in the paperwork, probably. Reese, dog, we haven't seen him in a hot minute.
Yeah,
vehicle was
are
reported
missing.
stolen. Yeah. All right, Cam, along with this other vehicle. So both are stolen. I'm good with the detention. I'm not good with the shooting. That's really where I'm at on this. That's a wild deal. Use your car to detain cars. Also, like, trying to apprehend 4 people by yourself. I've done it. I've done it before on accident, where we got into a foot chase and I found more than one person. But, like, I don't try to hurry up and get in a fight 4-on-1, if that makes any sense. I'm going to hold what I got and call for units or pursue it at that point. It's a stolen car. You're going to get the authorization. Yeah, I don't know.
I feel like
She said, no problem, mijo.
At this point, the survival instinct to call for backup should kick in.
Sure, and honestly, if it starts backing away, straight to the car.
Mm-hmm.
The second you realize, okay, it's not going to be a vehicle-related.
Okay, this might be a pursuit now instead of a...
Yeah. Also, if you watch...
Keep it, because he keeps trying to hold the car in place with his hand for some reason.
Yeah.
Don't get it.
But it's kind of an idle threat to physically put your body, like you really legitimately couldn't do anything.
Mm-mm.
He also, and this is a lot of times where there's issue with when they talk about like when you have protesters that are blocking a roadway, right? Calling it deadly force, right? When this guy was really slowly moving that car, there was 2 or 3 instances where he's trying to leave, because we probably won't get to hear from the driver's side of view what he was thinking in the moment, right? Mm-hmm. But from what we can observe and the evidence we do have, it's going to be pretty easy for them to articulate that he was just simply trying to get away. Yeah. Not trying to... They had firearms in the car. If they wanted to present a deadly threat to the officer, they very easily could have. Am I saying that he's an innocent 5th grade kid and super cute? No. For all we know, these were a very highly organized group of kids, for all we know. But I dealt with them all the time. But again, being a dumbass doesn't equal a death sentence. You have to be very smart about how you do that stuff. Or should I say judicious?
Mm-hmm. Anything else on this one?
No, we're good.
Okay.
That is going to be a spicy one on the back end for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, this one looks a little bit more obvious. This might be an easy one then. No ethical dilemmas here.
Yeah.
What's he look like? What's the name of the guy?
Shout out to blurring out the NBC.
Yeah, which is the... Oh, shit.
Shout out to 2 main units.
Hey, I think that's the suspect from earlier. 31. We have a car taking off from us. 4227 Alpha 11. It's gonna be Toyota Camry, silver in color. He's got a backpack on. Get the backpack.
My boy.
Stop running!
Guy's motivated. I'm here for this guy.
I am gonna fucking tase you!
Oh.
I'm gonna tase you! You're gonna get fucking tased! Taser! Get on the ground! Let me see your fucking hand! Oh shit!
Quick reaction time.
He played dumb games and got dumb prizes. That's the only that one moment. Right, I'm not a fan of tasers to apprehend a suspect while running like this for that reason. Is it's now going to occupy your gunfight in hand. I have always team push them. It's the easiest way to avoid breaking your arm trying to tackle them or whatever. Just shove them.
Well, and also, wasn't it against y'all's policy to tase on concrete?
Big no-no. Would have gotten written up, guaranteed. Even the threat of using the taser almost got, shout out to one of my rookies. I'm not going to dox him, but a young guy totally dusted me on a foot chase, which thank God, because he kept up with the kid. I had to take a pursuit angle. Like, I literally did the Longhorn drill where I was like, well, I know they're going around, so I'm going to cut them off this way. And all I hear is him yelling, I'm going to tase you. And I was like, no. But didn't. Guy ended up giving up and giving himself up. But on that one, the warrant ferry helped us out on that. I think he was related to a domestic, and we didn't find victim, which was weird. But he had warrants, which made it easy. My Bodycam manufacturer, Sergeant Jones, gotta chill. We'll do one more, and then I will give you guys a bonsai after party. When I finish putting in the heating elements, it should take me like 2 seconds. I'm gonna put the heating elements back in my water heater, so my wife can have hot water.
Well, here, what do you want to do? You want to do another DUI, another OIS? This lady that destroys drugs in the back of a police car?
Do something where we can learn something.
Either 30 minutes.
Do what?
I said that one's 30 minutes.
Oh, this one is 30 minutes. It's code Blue Cam. They might do highlights.
Well, dude, let's see the highlights. Let's see the highlights real quick.
I think they do highlights.
Well, let's also respect this intro.
2023, Columbia County Sergeant was operating stationary radar when he observed a vehicle with expired registration since 2018 in Lewiston, Wisconsin. Upon initiating a traffic stop, the vehicle pulled to the side of the road, and the driver, later identified as a 44-year-old female named Tara, was seen making several movements and shuffling items around in the vehicle. While
Hiding her
speaking
meth.
with Tara, the sergeant noticed her nervousness and a visible pounding pulse in her neck. An
Can't do
odor
the
of
one I
intoxicants was also detected.
Oh, that's right. We do need to show what he said. I literally just pulled it up.
Hello. How you doing? Good. How are
Blank,
you?
I love you.
Hey, I'm Sergeant Stage with the Sheriff's Office. You know I stopped you?
Because the plates, she just bought it today. We got to return the plates. She couldn't get them off. I'm going to get them off
That's a
tomorrow.
reasonable
We're gonna return them to the
reason
gentleman.
to have registration after
In
that.
the center between Tara and her passenger were numerous items covered with blankets.
Got it this afternoon.
This isn't signed or dated, which makes it unlawful. You have a title for a vehicle that you purchased and it has no date on it by the seller and no signature, address,
Tara.
information, or date by you. You have
Is
to
the
sign
new
it because
Karen?
there's no proof that you purchased this today.
Okay.
No, there's no reason to call him.
Do we got to do this in front of somebody? She can sign it right now?
Yeah, you're gonna have to sign it right now.
I will.
Do you have a pen?
Sure.
Well, like I said, again, I
Give you a
just
weapon.
bought it.
Where you guys coming from this evening?
We had to make a stop in Portage, drop some stuff off for the boss, and now we're just heading home and that.
Okay. All right. Are you close and able to stop out here?
Yeah.
You couldn't get the front or the rear plate off?
I didn't have W40 at the time.
Okay.
And it was freaking really cold and windy, and so, but
I guarantee it will be
It's pretty
changed.
decent police
It will
in
be taken off tomorrow and everything. Oh.
I'm gonna have to take the plates.
Right now?
Yeah, I can't leave them on here.
Oh, okay.
fine. That's
So I'll have
fine.
to try
If
and
you
take
can
them
get
here shortly.
off.
They're expired by 5 years.
I know. I
5
don't
years.
think he's still.
I honestly think this was a barn vehicle.
It runs. I'll take my pen.
Yes, that's
Come
it.
on now. It's a nice one. I could use it.
Do you have any form of insurance?
Nothing on this
For the
one.
vehicle? Okay.
Nothing on this one.
Tara?
Yeah.
Is that your name? I'll have you step out the other side and come back and talk to me a second, okay? We're out along a dark stretch of highway. I'm by myself. I just don't have anybody getting out.
That's
moving
cool,
around.
man. That's cool.
Let's have you walk back here for me, okay?
Don't tell them
Hey,
that.
Can you actually put your
Right,
cigarette out?
I'm really vulnerable.
Like my
right
backup's on his
Throw it
way.
away, but put it out. You can relight it. So one thing that concerned me a lot is all the moving around when I stopped you, okay?
Because I asked him to grab my ID. That's why. Because I knew I was getting pulled
You
over.
had the IDs.
Because he handed me my phone.
Okay. So honesty goes a really long ways with me, okay?
Exactly.
Is there anything in the car that I need to know about, anything illegal at all, including any marijuana, THC vapes, paraphernalia, anything like that?
No.
I do have a canine.
No, sir.
Okay. So honesty's going to go a long ways. Is there anything on your person?
No, sir.
Is there anything on his person?
No, sir.
Okay.
Free advice. Honesty does not go a long way.
Absolutely nothing.
How much total alcohol?
Not only
I
suspects.
haven't had any.
When's the last time you had
Fifth
any alcohol?
Amendment goes a long way.
It was
Exactly.
probably a few hours ago.
Okay, so I just asked you how much alcohol you had
my
today, and you
God, okay.
said not much, and now you're telling me it's 2 hours ago.
I had one, Mike's, and that was a few hours ago. So it was like
Is there any
Mike's
open
hard,
alcohol
baby.
in the car?
no.
When's the last time you used any illegal substance,
I-
including marijuana?
I
Don't lie to
Did some
me.
crystal meth. 2 hours.
Don't start off on the wrong foot, okay? We're gonna play baseball.
Throughout
Nice
the
little
interaction,
reaction
she
zoom.
continually put her hands in her hoodie pocket.
I smoked pot probably.
Keep your hands out in front of you.
I smoked pot yesterday, sir.
Okay. Is there any marijuana or paraphernalia in that truck?
There is nothing in that truck.
Okay.
No,
So
I
what was
just
all the
bought it.
moving around?
It's a lonely,
I told
quiet
you
night
we
for
were
this
looking
guy.
for my IDs.
Okay.
I swear to God.
Okay.
Because I
Daniel
have to-
gets
Someone else in
it.
there? Yeah, there is. Will you talk to him?
Oh, good. Back up.
Just place your hands here and face my car for me, okay? While I check your driver's licenses and stuff. All right? You understand?
Wise.
Tara, you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
She just literally got it today.
She just got the truck today.
Today.
Did she buy it?
First name Robert, common spelling. Middle.
Yes, she did.
Okay, so why are the plates still on it?
Tara, you
then?
had simple instructions, Tara.
Well, we have a
You
canine
just
here. Is
threw
there
away the
anything
weed.
illegal in the car?
Should just toss the weed.
Not that I know of.
Okay, well, if there would be something in the car, what would there be?
That
There
Stinger
should be
DS.
nothing in here, sir.
Okay, but if there would be, what would it be?
I have no idea.
What drugs do
Those
you
streamlights been showing
None.
up.
We both go to the clinic.
Okay, when's the last time you relapsed?
All
Probably
those
been
returns.
over a year.
Okay, what was your drug of choice?
Some crack.
So you go to the clinic for crack.
Some crack?
CAD update received.
Is there any heroin or crack in the car?
Tara,
She's nervous as hell.
hands on the front where I can see them, okay? Cigarette out.
No, there is not,
A
sir.
nice warm engine there.
Paraphernalia in the car.
No, there is not, sir.
Okay? I need you to listen to me, okay? All right.
So if the dog alerts to the car and we search the car, are we going to find anything?
No. Like I said, she just literally bought the truck today.
So what you're saying is if there's anything in here, it's possibly
Bought the
from the
drugs
prior
today?
owner?
It could be, but as far as I know, everything is good.
Okay, what in here belongs to you?
I don't think it all.
Okay, so I don't need to grab it. I'm just asking you, what in here is yours?
In here,
Good questions, but it's
probably
backup
just the
officer.
soda.
Just that soda. Nothing else in here belongs to you?
Nothing else in here belongs to me.
That's a clue.
Not even these pants I'm wearing.
You understand? Okay.
Not even the contents of my rectum.
Nope, I just bought these
I'm gonna stand by
today.
He's
They
saying
came with
not
the
that
truck.
he knows of. There's a spoon behind the front seat, and then he says that they don't smoke.
Could be for eating, Doc.
So I'm going to ask you, anything illegal in this vehicle? This is the last time I'm going to ask. Honesty's going to go a super long ways with me.
Did he already search you?
Don't have any pockets.
Frisk?
No, did he already search?
Are we
is my
searching?
question.
Are we searching
Nothing
people?
in here, sir. As far as I know, there is nothing in here. Nothing at all.
It's a yes or no question. Did he search you or not?
No,
Okay, just making sure.
I don't feel there's a reason to.
All right, well, do you have anything on your person you shouldn't have?
I do not.
Bro, these questions.
Is an odd answer for a car you bought today. There was a
Questions.
whole lot of moving around when I pulled you guys over, okay? Which causes me concern.
Okay, so if you don't have anything on your person, then what are you worried about?
I'm not worried at all.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
And then when I'm
I'm a
asking her,
constitutional
her
Rex,
story
bro.
doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
She admits that she
That's
was
what I'm worried
drinking
about.
today, and she also admits
Yeah,
that
I understand the questions,
truck is
but
I know she does drink every
if you
once
got
in
it,
a
you
while,
got
but
it. If you don't, you
she
don't.
do it
Sometimes you
when
gotta
she's
dig,
driving.
but
Okay, why do you still have his plates on there then?
Because I couldn't get them off.
She does it when she's home, and she smokes weed when she's at the house.
Okay. My lieutenant just asked about marijuana use, and you said neither
Hell,
one of you smoke.
I don't
you're
smoke.
doing work.
He didn't ask me about her.
Is there any marijuana or illegal
No.
substance in the car?
No.
You realize that you're not allowed to have those plates
I didn't.
because they don't belong
Okay,
to you. They
let's
belong
get
to
past
him.
these plates, okay?
I do understand. Like
Chill.
I said, I just bought the vehicle.
I'll be back with you.
FAFO, it's good to see you,
Keep
Doug.
your hands up there where we can see them, okay?
You got it, boss.
All right, man. I appreciate
Thank you for everybody hanging out with
Given
us.
her
Like
unusual
5 stars for
behavior,
this editing,
the
though.
sergeant suspected that Tara might
Pretty
be
good.
hiding
The back and forth
contraband
between the
either in the vehicle or on her
body cams.
person due to her prior drug convictions.
Was she making further movements in the car?
Oh, yeah.
Did you
I
frisk
was
the front
making
area?
what kind
No, I didn't.
You can go do that.
Reaching over.
Are you frisking a
Anything
car?
on you?
No, sir. I don't have anything on me.
Nothing
We
at
saw
all.
a spoon,
sir.
but that's
Last opportunity to be honest.
I have nothing on me, sir.
Okay.
So
You give
this
me
is
consent to
Sergeant
search the
and a
car?
lieutenant?
yeah, Doug. Are we going?
I don't feel the reason to.
I already told you why. You guys are moving all around inside the car. You admit that you used some illegal substances.
I told you I
I'm gonna go back and watch him.
Yeah.
days ago.
Okay.
No, there's no reason.
Do you have anything on you?
No, sir. I don't have anything on me.
I'm
He
gonna check
arresting her?
your pocket. So if you have something on you, just tell me.
I don't
Are we
have
searching
anything
this
on me.
pocket?
Don't stick your hands in your pocket,
I
so we're
don't
gonna have a
have
problem.
anything on me.
Face my car.
I have my lighter on me.
Okay, put your hands up there.
During
getting
the search,
consent?
she once more placed her hand in the hoodie pocket and resisted, prompting the sergeant to decentralize her to the ground.
Now, resisting a search would cause an escalation.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Okay.
What did I do?
that's a charge. But I would call that a frisk,
Open your hand.
not a search for this to be
Stop
covered
grabbing my hand.
because of the
resisting.
I'm
Constitution.
not resisting. You need to let me go.
You're under
I just
arrest.
don't like that we also can't see Methy boyfriend.
Well,
It
you're
could go very sideways.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be craning my
Stop
neck over to
grabbing
look
my
at
hand.
Methy boyfriend.
Stop resisting and you won't get hurt.
Oh, you're on my leg.
Yeah, we're trying to gain control of you.
Oh.
Stop.
33.
Good job on that backup.
1095.
I didn't do anything. Why is it so tight?
So,
Stop.
Don't step
pause
out.
real quick. So, this looks like a duck, quacks like a duck, probably very methy. I'm fine with that. However, words matter, and when you're on body cam here, if he's asking, did she get searched, and what is she getting searched for, right? I get the plates. It's a good stop. I'm good with all of that. But if you articulate that she keeps reaching in her pockets and you tell her not to, so you're going to try to see if there's not a weapon in there, so I'm going to do a frisk for scene safety. Perfectly reasonable. It's a cursory search. It's why there's a different word for it. It's a frisk. You're not just searching her for giggles unless you get consent to search. But you could get verbal consent to search, which she's clearly not going to give you. Now, if you ask for verbal consent and she says no, and then you do a frisk anyways, That's going to look a little bit like retaliation. It's likely going to get thrown out if you have a defense attorney worth their salt, right? Articulation matters here. I'm going to get picky the same way I was about SFSTs as I am for, this is called interdiction stops, right? Where I'm stopping because I believe that there's drugs or stolen items or whatever. I'm fine with this this is called proactive policing. I'm good with this. Be good at this game. Be very, very good at this. If for those of you that are new or new to policing, whether this is for you, know precisely what the limitations of the law are.
And Brock, the 40-year-old.
And Brock. Yeah, Brock, the 40-year-old. Nolan. Because that can get you hemmed up. Let's say boyfriend came out and tried to smoke these dudes. And let's say these guys are heroes, total quick draw McGraw, and they save their own lives, right? Resisting and it'll be resisting a search in Texas, but if I frisked you for weapons and you pulled away, totally fine with decentralization and going hands-on and all that stuff. You can even charge them for resisting. It's resisting a search, transportation, or arrest, not detention. There's a very specific delineation there. But the exact same events can happen, just like it has happened here. However, articulation matters. Say it out loud on body cam so it sounds like you know what you're doing, as opposed to trying to make it up on the back end. Because what you've just now said on the body cam is opening you up to, I really could have been a defense attorney. I would have been an absolute fucking nightmare. But,
never too late, man.
Exactly. Well, I'd be a very wealthy person. Yeah. But it's important. Because you can get picked up. I mean, that's the gap they need. And now you're being posed as just an officer picking on some old lady, and that's what you don't want in the court of law. I bet this lady's methy. I'm sure there's drugs there, but we'll keep going.
Stop. Around.
The assault indicators will definitely go. This old timer ain't trying to have none of that. He rolled his eyes so hard.
I'm not hurting her. She's resisting.
Stand up.
He's choking me, Bob.
I'm not standing.
So you guys are arresting her?
Stop resisting.
Okay. Getting pulled up like that.
Relax.
Bob, they're hurting my ribs.
Stop resisting.
I know.
This is being calm about it.
3305, I have the male detained. All right,
Can you take me over by her?
No, we're not going to go.
No, we're going to wait.
Truck right here.
Tara!
Tara,
Stand up.
sabe mate, chica.
Squeezing those cups.
I'm not squeezing the cuff.
You were. Ow.
Just watch it. Just keep breathing.
While attempting to search her again, she persistently pressed her body up against the vehicle, preventing the search of her hoodie pocket.
Hey, stop grabbing my hand.
I didn't do nothing.
Get off my car. You're going to go back to the ground in a second.
Put me on the ground there.
I'd have just searched her on the ground, to be honest. It's easier.
Stop grabbing my hand.
That was not a good application of handcuff. You see how now he's having to crane around and look?
Stop grabbing my hand.
Turning the volume down because this is very loud.
They're choking me.
I'm not even touching your neck.
You are.
I'm not.
You are choking.
This is where their dash cam saved them. I will say that. Because if you only got the dash cam or the body cam from this would be bad. Or it'd be easier to misconstrue as bad. Judge the sergeant kind of like you. That's racist.
Sergeant looks more like me.
He's got a brown guy with a beard. Oh my goodness.
Sit back for me.
I'm about to fight Weathers here just to call it training. What'd they find in this lady's
You gotta
pocket?
let him go because he did a super chat for it.
Did a super chat.
It's allowed.
I love him for it. I'm here for it. She's trying to get all these gifts. What'd they find?
I don't know, dude. I'm trying to skip through. Let's see. They're searching him too.
Get through it. I gotta fix my water heater. And then do the bonsai after party. Bro, what is going on?
I don't know.
Are we now searching her incident to arrest? Oh, it's a canine car with a place to detain somebody. I'm here for this.
That's a nice little capsule.
What are we doing?
Nothing.
Why are you resisting?
She's trying to get out of the cuffs. That's why you apply the cuffs correctly the first time.
then spotted a bag of suspected drugs with spilled contents on the back seat. When she was taken,
she was trying to get rid of the drugs.
In resisting and pulling away, leading her to
Well, she knows.
Centralized again.
You're hurting. Get out of my car. You're hurting me. Face the car and stop resisting.
So why you do inspections on your cars? Oh my god.
26. Have another unit step it up. I'm fighting with the female again. Stop! If you kick me, you're gonna get a felony.
I'm not gonna lie. Pause it real quick. If two grown-ass men can't handle Tara, methy as she might be, you're getting made fun of. I had a midnight sergeant that roasted us for calling for the channel when we fought people, not to mention asking for a third or a fourth. Legit gun hands-on with people that are like 6'8". And you need a third and a fourth. I'm not saying don't do that. That's a very toxic aspect of policing that I don't want to perpetuate. You will get made fun of. Maybe not to your face, but eventually.
Just relax. Just stay right there.
I'm Deputy So-and-so. I need
in the squad.
I'm
uncertain whether the sergeant or his canine partner had been exposed, potentially leading to adverse reactions.
The drugs.
What's the powder you dumped in my car? Because if it's fentanyl, it could kill me or my dog. What is it?
I don't know.
What is it?
So charging her with destruction of evidence, bro. We're going to prison.
You're gonna have bigger issues. Is it
Just
fentanyl?
scrape it up and
little
test
British
it.
drug tester thing.
What is it? What is it? I'm gonna give you guys all one more chance, and you're both going to jail.
No, most likely it's
What is it? I don't want most likely. I want what it is.
I can't guarantee
Fentanyl?
That you're mad.
What is it?
I can't tell you if it's fentanyl.
Is there fentanyl in there?
If anything, it could be.
They don't know they didn't make it.
I can't tell you if
Against
it's
my
fentanyl.
tire. Sit out. 3326. You start EMS to my location.
What is the substance?
The second we charged people with resisting, we had to bring EMS
Then
and take
repeat
pictures.
All right, buddy.
I think it's
Poor doggo.
You think or you know?
I don't know what they give me.
Maybe she doesn't know what they cut it with, dog. Are you not a subject matter expert on drugs?
Well, I've been tested. Shit.
Do you want to hear him in mine so you get Riley out?
Yeah.
We're gonna keep yelling at her until she makes it up. Like,
Sir, come this way.
you're still doing the exposure report. You're still doing all that stuff. Also, that's shame on them for not searching her prior to putting her in the car. They should have found something.
Stand up. Go to the front. Have a seat on the bumper.
How can I have a seat if I'm creeping forward?
Turn around.
Well, you won't let me.
Have a seat.
3344, male detained in my squad.
Sorry for lying to
You're not out.
you. You're gonna arrest me either
You're
way.
under arrest already. I already told you that.
Right.
So you got enhanced charges. You got more charges
Good
now.
job.
I was gonna try.
Good job.
You got more charges now.
I got my
Good job.
period and I've
That has nothing to do with you putting fentanyl in a vehicle.
Nice, calm, and cool collective issue.
Now, if that is fentanyl, that is
If
sucks
you'd
a
have been
lot.
civil about it,
I was civil.
obviously you don't know what the definition of civil is.
Sniff it and tell me what it is, lady.
I didn't want to know.
Yeah, here, taste this.
Yeah, instead you put my life, your life, and that dog's life at risk.
You did not put my life in risk.
Yeah, spilling heroin all over, or potential fentanyl in my car, you did.
To be fair,
Yeah.
you're wearing the same gloves you touched the fentanyl with, and now you're touching everything in your car. You need to chill out. You need to just take a breather
I just wouldn't have been in
be
the
smart
car
about
if
what
you
you're doing.
arrested me.
Well, if you wouldn't have drugs on you, then you wouldn't have got arrested. If you didn't
Bro,
resist it.
what is
you
the
were
lecture?
running with
I
this
was not. I also was not a lecture kind of cop. I did not do that ever because I always found it very annoying. Go do your job and be done with it. And I spent the rest of my 45 minutes of that night, 42 in it with Keith, complaining about this lady, not doing it on scene. So many breaks up.
Following a search of the vehicle, they found several syringe caps and other drug paraphernalia.
So we're looking at heroin.
Burger King's PC by itself.
For
Just relax.
Like Burger King.
I just can't help
Somebody search Keith. I could write a warrant just off that.
Yeah.
it. Mine is not right.
He's like, I like Whataburger.
You said
Hey,
you were
don't
going
diss
to eat it.
Whataburger.
Did you eat anything?
About to no knock. About to no knock his
I want to
house.
know for your safety, okay?
I'd be safe, trust me.
talking to him, and I watched her, and then I saw her reaching, and she was trying to dump all the drugs in the car. And as soon as I grabbed her, she flipped around and then started like flopping and trying to kick again.
What are we doing
so
here,
I pulled
Doc?
her out, and she started.
We releasing old boy?
So
I guess so.
Why can't I have
Walk,
a fucking
Tara.
cigarette?
Yeah, that dude saw a bus and threw her right under it.
Baby,
I love
Give
do
me a
not.
drag of a cigarette.
Tara, walk. Baby, do not. This is
He
why
was
you're
very,
not
he
getting
knew
a
very
cigarette.
much to say. Whatever's in here's not mine. I have nothing to do with it. We just
yeah,
this today.
Exposure. Among the drugs in the back seat that Tara attempted to destroy or possibly eat, one bag weighing 3.1 grams did test positive for fentanyl, and another bag weighing 6.3 grams tested positive for crack cocaine.
You can get back in the truck. You're free to go, boss.
That's based.
Do it up there in the dark. Right,
That's based. I'm here for that. I'm not towing the car. It's the only way you guys get around. Just go home.
You did a couple different times.
Kid
Shout
on
out to these
your
guys.
blood, whatever.
Somebody else gave me a second chance.
Well, you know, ultimately, I don't look down on anybody that has struggled with addictions,
Right.
Okay, or is currently struggling with addictions. I'd rather them get help, okay?
I do too.
I don't look down on people like that. I truly feel bad. I've never met a person yet that has woke up and said, I want to be an addict.
Right.
Nobody has ever told me that that's the case.
You haven't met enough
And
people.
I truly believe it's not. The unfortunate part about today is she had some illegal stuff on her. We could have sorted
Very.
that out. Everything could have went calm and smooth.
Yeah, articulation's important. That's my only complaint here. I think it was it's a good example of good. This is what an interdiction stop looks like. You stop the car, you have PC to stop the car. You start seeing stuff. You see if they're trying to cover up stuff in the car. You're looking at CCHs. They just got a history of drug arrest, so on and so forth. I'm fine with it, but articulation matters. That search was a little sussy.
Yeah. Well, my other question was, speaking of the search, was would you, if you're already doing the search, would you not just search her for the drugs outside the patrol car before putting her in? Or is
So that's what I'm saying. So I'm going to do a frisk, right, for weapons because she keeps reaching. This is the way I would have articulated this, right? So it's reasonable that she could hide a gun in that hoodie pocket, right? The second I reach for this, if she pulls away, there's the patented Keith leg sweep that's probably happening very, very quickly. Because if I'm searching for weapons and someone pulls away from me, right? What's the reasonable conclusion that I could make? And I would say I'm searching you for weapons. There are certain things like a weird baggie that if I think, or like a set of keys, right? So a baggie could easily be drugs. I've dealt with drugs enough that a baggie that kind of crunches a little bit and I'm like, oh, this could be weed. I could then go into that pocket and it's perfectly legal, right? But I'd be saying I'm searching for weapons. I'm articulating a frisk for weapons because she won't stop reaching into pockets. And for scene safety, she can stick her hands in her pockets all she wants without me complaining about it. Go ahead and do the frisk. She pulls away. We do that. We're arresting, right, for resisting a search at that point, right? Then you're doing a full-on search. This is search incident to arrest. You should find, it depends on where she hit it, but you should find some level of drugs there. The whole idea of that search, and oftentimes this is maybe where you get a female officer or maybe where you're just creative about how you do this. A lot of times, especially with leggings, a little bit more complicated. I would actually pull on the waistband of the leggings to see if I could see anything move. If something moved every time I pulled on it, like you could see like if it was a baggie that was falling or something like that. But you're searching the inner lining of the bra, you're looking in pockets. He pulled her hat off because sometimes they'll hide it in their hats. But you are not wanting, because here's what's going to happen, and you might even tell them you're going to jail for, this is the easiest way to go about this so you don't run into this problem. You're going to jail for resisting, right? If you have drugs on you, you need to tell me because it is an extra felony for possession if you bring it into the jail. They are going to find it in the jail. You got to get a charge no matter what now. But if you bring it into the jail, it's a big no-no. You're going to prison for like forever. So that's really the way that I would have articulated that. And then she would have either told me about it or would have known. And then if she destroys the drugs in my back seat, she destroys the drugs in my back seat. It is what it is. We're going to charge her in the Sally Port, not on the side of the freeway where I'm getting exposed, my dog's getting exposed, so on and so forth. So there's a way to go about doing that. That could have been done a little bit better. But when you're a lieutenant, I don't know. Maybe it's been a while. Or whatever. But that's really that's how I would have gone about doing it. The guy, I'm down for them handcuffing the guy for scene safety. It's just them two, and then also them letting him go after they search the car. Some guys would be king petty and tow the car because there might be more evidence inside of that. I was not ever a fan of that unless it was something pretty heinous. If I thought that they were like, if she had more than a user amount, if she had like a dealer amount, or there was like a Draco in the back seat, some scales, and then like a client list, then maybe I'm towing it, because then you might have like false compartments and things of that nature that would be a lot harder for me to find just on the side of the road. But it was an okay stop. That one sticking point might have issues, because then technically everything's now fruit of the poisonous tree after that, which would be problematic. Going to have my FTO contact you. Do not do that. That is a good way.
This is the FTO training network.
That is a good way to have to walk for the rest of your shit. Do not say, Josh, this random guy from the internet, told me, fuck you. Don't do that. But I'd be more than happy to answer questions if you guys get... I still do this every once in a while. I'll have... actually, a buddy of mine, instead of Sergeant, will sometimes go in the gray, and he'll ask me after the fact, not in the middle of the call, but he'll ask me after the fact, what do you think about XYZ? And we'll have the discussion. But I love this kind of stuff. I'm out. Grayson, good to see you, dog.
Well, I think that was our last one anyway.
Okay, so we're going to do an after party. So I'm going to switch over to the OCFT. For those of you guys that are interested in joining us there, you can join our Discord by joining the Patreon group. For as little as $1 a month, you can get access to cool stuff. I think after like $5 a month, you guys get a patch. We also do in our Discord meetups. We had a range day recently. It's range day number dos. We had a pretty good time doing that for you DFW people. And then we also do movie night. We watched Die Hard recently over the Christmas break.
Aliens is next.
Aliens, I do believe, is next based on likes and things of that nature. And then we just have game time and stuff like that. We're going to do Bonsai. For those of you that are in the know, you already know, but go ahead and join it. Thank you to everyone that watched tonight. There was at least 40-something of y'all here at one point in time, and a bunch of y'all that liked. I do appreciate the likes and the shares and the subscribes, and hopefully we can continue to grow the channel and educate more people on how to be better at policing and suspecting all at the same time. So, because I do believe in a free state where we do things and we play by the rules. So, as the FTO myself, I'd totally make you walk if you told me I did at the internet about policing. See, Michael knows. Michael gets it. Anyways, I love the rest of you guys. I will see the rest of y'all in the OCFT. Have a wonderful rest of your night. That's hilarious. Yeah, dude, I don't care how cool. If I was like a world famous police commentator, I would kick that rookie right the fuck out of my car. Like, hell no. The hell did you just say?
All right, ending stream.
I would be extra salty.
And all right, we are off.